Hello and welcome to the June edition of the National Havoc Robot League Open World Championship Qualifier. It's been a hot day in the box. It feels like summer, and that's where Sam's been this whole time. Crazy! We are so excited to get things going for you today. My name is Kyle Kroos. Joining me right up here on screen is my very good friend, Jake Hoffman. Jake, the driver and operator of Maximizer. Gotta love that robot. Jake, this is your first time being demoted to talent. How do you feel?
I got a little bit of FOMO. We've had so many great fights throughout the day. It's amazing to be on this side of the box, though.
Jake, you are the 12-pound guru in our broadcast team today. Tell me what you're looking forward to in that 12-pound division.
The first 12-pound fight I'm looking at is Caldera 12 versus Buzzkill, horizontal on horizontal. Liam feels confident, but Glenn could be his kryptonite.
I am so looking forward to this matchup. It is going to be the one big challenge for Liam King today. Let's go ahead and talk about Glenn Boxall. What a vicious driver.
There's a reason why he's the number 2 seed in the 3-pound class. He's trying to replicate that success in the 12 pounds with Caldera 12.
All right, let's talk through that bracket, Jake.
Up here, Buzzkill versus Caldera 12. Dumb and Dumber, a multi-bot versus Georgia Tech and Lottery. Sievert versus Barinkus down here. Sievert, a little bit of weapon issues last night. It looks like they've got it sorted out today. Matt Lantry is running a tight ship. Down here, Grandeur versus Honey Bombers, another multi-bot fight. I'm excited for all this action, Kyle.
I cannot wait to see all this action today, but right now, let's talk about that 3-pound bracket. We're going to go to our combat robotics experts in the play-by-play booth. Ricky, Dima, let's go.
Thanks so much, Kyle. I am Ricky Willems.
I'm Julian Papasian.
And like you said, we're in the play-by-play booth. We're going to bring you all of the action all day long. We have every view in the house, and we're going to take you through it. But first, let's talk about the 3-pound bracket and the superstars that we have fighting today. Up first is Snuggle Muffins. It's a cute name, but don't let that fool you. This robot has been terrifying all day long.
But who is he up against? My brother, Julian Papasian, driving my old robot, Turbo Fiend. This robot has become an NHRL classic. We've seen it in Pro Tour, and we're seeing it up now. But let's take a look at the rest of the 3-pound bracket to see who else we're getting excited for. Immediately after Snuggle Muffins and Turbo Fiend, we got Hubris and Popper X.
Yeah, but on the other side of the bracket, Caldera and Gummy Shark. Caldera is a pro, and Gummy Shark has been on a tear as well. Sting Operation and Termination Shock are gonna bring up the bottom part of the bracket, and they have been running an incredible game all day long as well. We are so excited to take you through these fights. Right now, we're gonna go back to Kyle and Jake at the BFS.
I just love their insights on everything. Listen, we just talked about the fastest weight class. Let's talk about the heaviest hitters. 30-pound division. What's happening in this bracket, Jake?
We got Kaza Ines here. They've been on a tear. So many tournament wins from Joshua Reinhardt, but up against Red Storm, that could be the matchup that knocks him out. Up here, Lil Lash versus Synthesis 30. Down here, College versus College, Anxiety versus Colossal Avian, Georgia Tech versus the Illini. We'll see who comes out on top. But I want to talk about our next fight. Spartan 30 versus Overlord. This is a reach game. Johnny Simpas is in the box, and he's hyped to get going.
I cannot wait to see this matchup. They're loading in right now. Let's talk about Johnny Simpas and Spartan 30. This is a horizontal mid-cutter with a huge backplate, and they're going up against the Bot Barons.
Big Blade versus Big Blade. Who's gonna hit who first? That's the question between these fighters.
Let's go to Gwen, cage side. Gwen, what you doing?
Hey guys, I'm hanging out with my good friends Johnny and Lars over with Spartan 30. The energy in the bowl right now is electric. People cannot wait to get started. It's gonna be crazy. 2 massive heavy hitters. We're gonna see what Dima and Ricky can pull out for this one. It's gonna be so much fun. Over to you guys.
Fun is right. This is gonna a fight. Let's take a look at this. We've got Spartan 30 in the red corner, Overlord in the blue. Both of these robots have done some serious damage today, and I bet that trend is going to continue. Overlord, biggest vertical spinner in the class.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
Away we go. Both robots up to a quick spin up, and
Oh!
what a hit! The right-hand side of Overlord disintegrated, but boy, did it do a number on Spartan 30 in the process. It's in the corner. It's looking shell-shocked.
Spartan 30 shaking off that hit, resetting its jaw and coming back for more.
Look, the weapon is down on Overlord, but that wedge is still lethal to a horizontal spinner like Spartan 30. These are big blows. Look at the chassis on Overlord. It's splitting apart. The backbone is cracked. Another hit like that, and it's gonna blow to pieces. A wheel is gone.
Just bit by bit, Overlord's
And
coming
the
apart.
battery is out. It's being thrown across the arena as soon as it was. That was incredible.
Welcome to primetime, folks.
What a way to start the day. That battery was ejected, puked out of the robot, dangling by its plug, and as soon as Overlord did a pirouette, it ripped that plug apart, sending the battery into the arena rail and rendering that robot a lifeless heap on the arena floor.
I'm nearly speechless, which is not my job right now, but you couldn't ask for a better way to ring in the primetime here.
What a start. Johnny Supas is looking flabbergasted. There is debris everywhere. That first hit was all about Overlord. They did exactly what they wanted to do, but the chassis just wasn't up to that kind of impact.
They stopped Spartan 30, and it looked like it might have been equal damage in that exchange, but Spartan 30 just spun right back up and went in for the kill.
This is the thing with these big, wide robots like Overlord. If they aren't flexible and durable enough to take these hits, they just explode. And it's not exactly compact, but a robot with a all-metal chassis, the way you have this kind of sandwich approach that you can see here on Spartan X, the giant top metal plate, the giant bottom metal plate, that takes sustained large hits to bend, break, or cut into pieces. And frankly, it takes these big impacts in a more predictable way. It doesn't always win, but it's more predictable. If it doesn't blow apart, it's probably okay. To give us a blown apart view of that fight, we are going to go to Jake and Kyle.
Wow, I gotta tell you, Johnny Sumpas knows how to throw out some hits. What a way to start prime time.
They promised big weapons, and they delivered. What a hit.
That
oh my
was
gosh.
so scary. The damage done to the bot barons right at the end there was insane. That looked like a very expensive hit.
You know, you never want to go up against Johnny Simpas, man. He's on fire today, so.
Johnny Sumpas normally competing in that 3-pound division. He's been experimenting in the 12s and the 30s. What a hit. That bot's looking terrifying. I think they've got a really good chance today. All right, so we're going to go cage side with Gwen. Gwen, who do you got for us?
I got the man of the hour, Johnny Sumpas, with me. Oh my goodness. You can hear it all around us. The energy's electric. Johnny's dishing out life and death at 20,000 volts with this killer machine. Johnny, tell me, what's your plan for the rest of the night now?
I was expecting to go like 0-2. It hits really hard. It seems like to have a horizontal that wins, you just need to really spin fast.
Yeah, you've got an international death machine on your hands right now. You've taken it back for the first time in ages. Was there any big changes that you made since you took it abroad?
Yeah, the biggest thing was spin up. It used to take 6 seconds to spin up, and now it's like under 3 seconds. And that came really in handy when Overlord box rushed me there. I was totally expecting to lose that. I cannot believe I just split Overlord. That's crazy.
Well, you'd better believe it, because you're on to the next round. You've qualified for finals. Best of luck for the rest of the night, and we'll see you later. Back to you guys on the desk.
That was incredible. I love the emotions that this kid exhibits. It's just so crazy, the roller coaster he seems to put himself through in every match.
Be confident, Johnny. You got this, man.
All right, so we are about to show you some more 30-pound action, and I cannot wait for this one. It's Little Lash. Love this bot from California. The Vasquez brothers bringing some monster machines.
And on the other side of the box, we got Corey Nason in Synthesis 30. It is a big weapon. It hits hard. It's great. It's got four-wheel drive, and it's here to fight.
I cannot wait to see this matchup. This is really going to determine the rest of the bracket in the 30-pound division. But right now, to call every single one of these devastating hits, we are going to go to our state-of-the-art play-by-play booth with Dima and Ricky.
Thank you, Kyle. Happy to be here. How do you follow up a fight like that? Synthesis 30 and Lil Lash is a really great way to.
These are two of the most professional robots in the game.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
Away we go, both robots
fight.
up to a quick spin up. Will the damaging giant weapon on Synthesis 30 win, or will Little Lash be able to control this match? It looks like the latter. Look at Synthesis 30 doing backflips.
Okay, I thought Lil Lash's weapon was down. I can't tell now. Well, it looks like it's down.
Yeah, Matt Vasquez is very careful with his driving. He will keep that weapon spun down for huge portions of the match. The bigger story here, one of the belts is off of Synthesis 30, perhaps both of the belts.
Lil Lash has a spinner, but it also has a lifter, so that's two weapons that Corey's got to worry about.
I gotta say, that weapon is down on Synthesis 30.
Here we
this
go.
is all about Lil Lash now. Even with a working weapon, Synthesis 30 is gonna have a hard time with a robot like Lil Lash. Without one, this is all Matt Vasquez's game.
We are seeing some classic driving by Matt Vasquez right now. This is fundamentals at work. No funny business here.
Take a look though. Synthesis 30 able to get a side push on Lil Lash. That is unusual. Matt usually doesn't give up sides of his robot. Look at that, what a lift. And now Synthesis 30 doing the thing.
Tussle with the house bot, why don't you?
The house bot coming in to try to unstick, but Lil Lash is gonna have something to say about that if it has its way.
Lil Lash says, I don't care about Synthesis no more. I'm here to fight the ref.
That's 250 pounds of house bot coming at you. That countdown is gonna start soon.
He's under flow right now.
Take a look at those belts just hanging loose. One of them almost on. Like they could almost wiggle their way for that weapon to work again, but it's not gonna come soon enough. The countdown is going. That is your match by knockout.
Matt Vasquez, you little devil.
Just sailing through that match. Gonna be sitting pretty going into his next fight in the bracket.
Synthesis is so consistent and so often a favorite. Even if he doesn't win these brackets, he always has a deep run, but oh my goodness, Matt Vasquez is a favorite killer. He proved it against Chonky the previous event. He will lift you on your head, just shrug anything that you throw at him.
Now look, you can see there's a two belt system. There's kind of two grooves in that silver pulley you see in the middle of your screen.
Yep.
There should be a black belt wrapped around each one of those grooves. One of them's still there, the other is just dangling loose.
Let's see the impacts that brought us to that final moment. Here are the moments where the lifter and the spinner is in action, but now
it's just so much force that Synthesis 30 puts back on itself. It has these hits that does connect with Lil Lash, but it ends up throwing itself backwards rather than throwing Lil Lash up into the air. And then of course Lil Lash comes back and says, I can throw you up in the air just fine. Doesn't even need to use the spinner attachment as a two-weapon robot. That is something it has at its disposal in almost every match.
Matt Vasquez is not just experienced against verts, he's also experienced at stopping these unstick attempts and handling the house robots. I think the fans in the stands had just as much fun watching that as I did. It's great to watch NHRL at home, but it is always better to get here and watch it live if you can. Speaking of live, we have Gwen cage side for some more info with the drivers themselves.
Yeah, hey folks, I'm here with the Vasquez brothers off of that fantastic KO win. Great machine. You've been talking a lot about these little tiny incremental improvements. What are some of the things that you've done to just barely keep ahead of the curve?
I don't know, just think of little things every single time. The last 2 times we were here, about a year ago, then at December finals, both times we got 2nd place. So we're like almost kind of at the top tier, but to stay there, you got to keep making little improvements. We added these long forks this time we didn't have. I switched to a single tooth weapon, a bunch of little boring internal stuff that no one will care about, but was really important. Yeah, it was just enough to win. So
yeah, it's those little tiny improvements, they add up over time. But when you're facing down a massive weapon like Synthesis 30 that's taken down these horrific monsters of robots, what's going through your head? What are you doing differently?
I don't know, you're just gonna gotta turn off the nerves, and I think we have really solid ground game on this. Just the fact that the arm is on a pivot, it's always on the ground, whereas other people's forks get bent up or out of shape. Mine are pretty solid and flat, so I feel like I can always go head to head, and I feel like I'm a good enough driver to just maintain that. But his spinner went down, my spinner went down. When we both don't have a spinner, I have a lifter, I'm gonna win, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that's why you put a lifter on it, you know? So thank you both very much. Good luck for the rest of the day, and we'll see you later on. Kyle, back over to you.
You want to make your coffee mug more whimsical, you put a bird on it. You want to pick your robot a little scarier, you put a lifter on it.
It really is that easy. Count on the Vasquezes to make a fight technical. Other people are playing checkers. They're playing Sudoku.
Yes, they were. That was an incredible fight. I love a good technical wrestling match out there in the arena, and that's what you get from the Vasquezes. That spinning weapon, that's not their primary weapon. It's that lifter every single time. That and Matt's incredible driving ability. That thing he said, you and I both commented on it, you just turn off the nerves.
You just relax. And that's what I like about the Vasquezes. They always sound like they just got off a surfboard.
All right, so we are now ready for our next 30-pound fight, and it is going to be Anxiety coming out here with a big old weapon. Look at that undercutter spinner. Big forks on this thing. I love this machine.
And on the other side of the cage, we've got Colossal Avian. This is the biggest bird. This is the biggest bird here. It is an overhead from the Fighting Illini at UIUC. They bring a laptop down to the cage, okay? That means they're serious.
Now from our top secret state-of-the-art bunker, it's going to be Ricky and Dima calling every moment of this action.
I can hear the crowd cheers echoing all the way down here. Colossal Avian has done some serious work today, and Anxiety has been putting its namesake into the hearts of its opponents all day long. Let's go to Gwen Cateside. I think she's got an update for us.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. It's always cool to see 2 colleges face off. I've got a little bit of a favorite here. I'm gonna try my best to stay as neutral as possible, but as a former Yellow Jacket myself, I gotta stand over by the Yellow Jackets. Come on, this is Georgia Tech's my home. So we're gonna go over to the booth so that they can call it with a little more of an impartial eye. Guys?
Thank you, Gwen. We are posing a question in Cage 1. What is scarier? Generalized anxiety disorder or a really big bird?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight.
we
Robots
go.
fight.
Anxiety up to a quick spin up, and Colossal Avian getting under them immediately, bullying them towards a corner, and then Anxiety coming in from the rear.
Avian needs that critical hit.
How long can the forks on the front of Colossal? Wow, what a hit.
He's looking for it.
He is. That looks like it took out the weapon on Anxiety with one well-placed strike.
It wasn't even on the weapon assembly, but the shock seems like it was enough.
That top plate on the top of Anxiety is not the most durable part of the robot. They're not expecting to get hit there. One well-placed shot is all it takes. Still, Anxiety is doing an excellent job bullying Colossal Avian around the arena, not taking any gruff.
while also trying to avoid that weapon's range.
Listen to that spin up.
Oh!
What a gash put in the floor. Colossal Avian almost getting stuck. We've seen this before. Colossal Avian leading with its tail, trying to attack spinner first into his opponent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
But he can do it pretty fearlessly now when Anxiety doesn't have its weapon. Here we go.
Exactly. Here's another strike.
Oh!
What a gash! A massive hole, a dent, a gouge has been placed in the top of Anxiety.
Here's the thing, if he did it 2 times, he can do it again. Let me see 3. Here we go.
Colossal Avian looking for another hit. This could be it. That is it. What damage! The entire robot has been tweaked. The axle for the weapon assemble of Anxiety has just been detached. The bolts surgically removed, and the entire assembly acting as a golf tee, propping up the robot in the corner of the arena. Colossal Avian has just delivered a giant dosage of Adaman to one of the most anxiety-inducing robots in the 30-pound class. What a performance!
The Hive, all smiles, not necessarily in shambles right now, but my, what a fight.
They are buzzing, and I cannot blame them. Take a look at this. You can see not only is the weapon missing, the entire shaft and that bearing. See those little vertical silver stripes? That is a bearing that has been ejected from its housing. On the bottom of the robot, that bolt on the top was a direct target for the spinner on Colossal Avian. One good hit obliterated the nut holding it in place. There, see, right there, that kind of circular thing with a gash, that used to be the thing that held that weapon assembly in place.
Can't ask for a more precise hit than that.
Dima, they sell tools that do exactly what Colossal Avian did in this fight and split a nut right down the middle. You could not ask for a more surgical strike than what Colossal Avian did in that fight.
3rd time's the charm. The 3rd impact is what got them that critical hit that leaves them dead in the blue corner.
Absolutely wild. Jake is jumping for joy by the BFS. Let's go to Jake right now.
Thank you so much, Jake. What are we looking at? What happened here?
Colossal Avian is a precise hitter. We know this, but how precise can it be? It hit this weapon nut on top of Anxiety's weapon assembly. What this does is it holds the weapon to the rest of the robot. Colossal Avian had the perfect amount of precision and energy to hit that nut and throw the weapon back down through the robot. We're looking at a replay now, about even. Colossal Avian went in with these big forks. You don't see that very often against horizontals. Good back and forth here. Colossal Avian trying to line up that perfect shot. It's a precision hitter. It's got a very small danger zone right where that hammer swings down. So they got to line up that perfect shot, trying to swallow Anxiety. They get them in the blue corner. Bam! That's the shot that they were looking for. That's the kill shot. That's like taking your finger and putting it in someone's eye.
And then their brain falls out the other side. Watching that damage and the amount of weapon just mass fall out the bottom of the robot at the end of that fight, disgusting. Look at this thing.
Precision and energy, precision and energy. That's what Colossal Avian is all about, and they delivered.
Look there, you can see they're just picking the weapon up out from underneath it. It is not attached by anything anymore. Just that little teeny tiny piece of hardware, all that was holding that in, hit it just right to split it open.
That nut's important. It holds things together.
Right.
So when you hit it, they're not held together anymore.
That was absolute insanity. What a 30-pound bracket that we're looking at today. I can't believe what we've seen already. What are you gonna do? If you're Anxiety, what do you do to fix that now?
Take a Xanax, man. You gotta relax after that.
All right, well, we've got more 30-pound robot action coming your way. Let's get everything ready for that next fight. I am so excited to see what we're going to get next after that craziness. So right now, we've got Joshua Reinhardt, and he's brought Kazaa. Eins. Flamethrowers, big long forks, but he's got to face Kevin Milcheski.
Red Storm could be Kaza Ein's axis here. Red Storm is a control bot's control bot. It's so damaging, it's so powerful. I went up there just to look at what Kevin has, and he stripped all the plastic off of his robot. He is going in hard against this flamethrower. He's stripped the wheels off, he's stripped the armor off. We're looking at a naked Red Storm right now, but I think it's the right configuration to go up against the flamethrower on Kaza Eins.
It wouldn't be summertime at NHRL with some flamethrower action. Let's throw it to our friends in the state-of-the-art play-by-play tower. Ricky, Dima, tell us what's going on.
Thank you so much, Kyle. I love the look that Red Storm is bringing to the arena right now. Decidedly not red and decidedly still Storm.
It's all bones. You can see everything in there.
It's like fighting the skeleton creature in every video game. If you've got some sort of terrifying lichen-like style Lich King that you have to take on, this is it. This is entirely intended to minimize the area that is vulnerable to fire. You get your surface area down, you remove any bits of plastic, and you hope that those metal components carry you through to the victory.
Name of the game here, control Kaza before he controls you and don't get melted. Kaza, on the other hand, I think that tail might prove useful if it prevents him from getting suplexed or allows him to right himself after he does. It just looks really funny when it's standing straight up.
Well, it's happy to see you, Dima, and I think that Kazaa Light has a real path to victory here. You can see it's using the longer forks. It's trying to out-fork Kevin, and it's, historically incredibly... interesting. Okay, it's spraying fuel. I don't quite see an igniter yet, but I will leave that to the cage side staff to confirm its presence. You do have to have a working weapon to start a match. So they do want to see either some flames or at least the two components of flames working and operating as expected. Take a look at that. What a inventive look for Red Storm, going full silver for this match.
Silver versus red. It is a dark day when the Red Storm isn't red.
We have our dance, of course. The fire marshals set a strict distance limit here at NHRL. We are clearing some spectators back for a few extra feet to stay compliant with state law. Once that's done, we can get this fight underway. You can see that is the mandated clearance with the state of Connecticut. Of course, we have arenas that are built to contain these robots, but that doesn't necessarily make us exempt from state law. Just because our facilities are up to snuff, it doesn't change, code and regulations. We're working on that.
But look at how close they can still get.
It is still real close. Let me tell you, from experience, standing a mere 15 feet away from these flames, you can still feel the heat even through almost an inch of bulletproof glass. Gets toasty in this arena.
Look at how close they could get in any fight where there's not fire.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. We are practically on top of these robots when the when there is not a flame robot.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
All right, and we are off. Oh, there is a fork-on-fork battle going on in the arena. Kazaa Light desperately looking for a pin here.
Red Storm trying to drive away from fire.
They are so quick. This is all about driving prowess. Kazaa Eins has the more destructive weapon, but one good flip. There it is. Now, can Kevin Milcheski get in there and get under and take advantage of an inverted opponent? He almost does.
Might be able to again.
Very careful. Oh, incredible work from Kazaa. It's able to get under its opponent even when inverted. I did not see that coming.
Kazaa usually is reliant on pins, but he is indiscriminately blasting flame right now in an open arena, and there's another flip.
Another suplex.
Oh!
Look at that! We didn't expect a suplex from Kazaa.
Oh no!
And now Red Storm is on the rails, being barbecued. Can they get off the rails?
They're gonna need to
What
call
a torching! They're able to escape before using a unstick from the house robot, but they are out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Their route to victory needs a lot of suplexes in it. They have taken a beating so far.
That all-metal exterior is the only reason they are not molten right now.
Just a ball of flame. I can't even see Red Storm.
Look, the flame-proof tape has started to catch fire, Dima.
Here's him calling for the unstick.
Calling for the unstick. Is it enough to get them out of the corner?
Please get me out of here, he says.
This is gonna be close. It looks like they can wiggle off. He's found the, oh, unfortunate, sending them back onto the arena corner. Okay, they are off, they are free. Back to being anyone's game. But Kevin is gonna have to up his game if he wants a chance here. Here's barbecued from the side. Wait, Kazaa, stop moving briefly.
More suplexing action.
A suplex from Red Storm on Kazaa. That's a bit of what he needs to do.
He's gonna need a few more of those.
With only 45 seconds left, we haven't seen the sort of aggression and attack that we need in order for Kevin to win this fight.
And Kazaa still has their unstick. Here we go.
And another flip.
Keep him flat on the ground, but that tail is gonna come in handy.
Another barbecue. 24 seconds remaining. Almost impossible for this fight not to go to the judges at this point. Another good barbecue from Kazaa.
What a great thing to do before the judge's decision.
Joshua Reinhardt has shown why he has become the dominant control bot driver in the 30-pound class. As the time runs out, this will be going to the judges. An incredible performance from Joshua Reinhardt. We are in the prove-it period here. We're gonna see what works, what doesn't. Frankly, it looks like all systems are go on both of these robots. Yeah, I see flame, I see drive, I see weapon, I see lifter. The only thing that might be a question is that floppy articulating tail on Kazaa.
Would it be interesting if they lost some condition score from that, if it broke in the scuffle? I'm
Yeah,
not sure
it
did.
That would be ranked a little less intensely than a full weapon, but it certainly would matter if it became disabled.
Man, what a fight. Joshua Reinhardt trying to steal Red Storm's title as the control bot in 30s.
That is really, really impressive. I know Kevin showed up as the heavy favorite to dethrone Kazaa. And I can't say he walked out of there confident that's what happened. If he wins this, it will be by the absolute skin of his teeth. And frankly, I think Joshua Reinhardt walked out of this the favorite to win. Let's look at the replay and we can reassess. You can see an early attempt at a flip and then the fire comes in strong.
Red Storm has a really strong box rush and it's so fast, but maybe the only other robot today that can deal with its ground game is Kazaa.
Now I will give credit where credit is due. Every time Red Storm took this locking horns moment that Kazaa almost always wins, you get a flip like that. They took advantage of every, not entanglement, but every locked horn moment. The trouble was they couldn't get their own dominant moment. They couldn't force their opponent into the wall. They couldn't take them for a ride. And the suplexes did happen, but did it do enough to damage their opponent?
There was that moment where Red Storm suplexed Kazaa Eins, and then Kazaa used its tail to suplex them back. That can't feel good. There's two weapons on Kazaa, and one of its weapons was able to do exactly what your one weapon did.
Exactly. It is a very impressive entire fight, frankly, but specifically the way they were able to work the control in that match and go toe-to-toe, lifter and fork. Just wild. I have to say that Kevin Milcheski is probably sitting back and going, wow, this place has leveled up while I've been gone. Let's go to Jake and Kyle, and they can tell us all about their views on this situation.
Well, my view on that situation is that was a lot of fire.
It's a hot, hot summer.
Very hot summer. Really great back and forth action there. I think that drive side going down on Kevin's robot is a real telltale sign of what's coming. We do have a judge's decision coming your way pretty shortly. How'd you feel that went?
It was close. For every suplex Kevin got, Kazaa got that big pin that it was looking for. There was a drive side down on Red Storm, though, so that's going to tilt it in favor of Kazaa Ainz.
All right, well, we have the official word in. Your winner, Kazaa Ainz. Congratulations. Look at that spread. Ooh, yeah. Decisive victory. Let's go cage side with Gwen with our winner.
That's right, I've got our big winner with me right here. Josh, that was a great fight, really well driven, super well controlled, everything about that scene great, but I got one big question. There's a new thing on the back of that. What's the deal with the lifter?
No, it's an unsticker. We've never actually lost from getting knocked out besides being stuck. So I figure why not add something to stop us from getting stuck. It kind of did some lifting there, but that wasn't its intent. It was a happy accident, I call it.
Yeah, very, very Bob Rossi. I like that. Yeah, it's a big deal to be able to adapt on the fly like that. Sometimes you find out that something that you meant as one thing ends up being useful as something else. I guess, were there things that you've learned from running Kazaa Ainz that you can also take to light?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I'd love to have some type of unsticker on the light. Part of it is when there's two of them, unsticking's a little less important, but it still would be nice to have a little bit more control. So you never know, down the road there might be a version of light that has some nice unstick tails.
Maybe. Well, congratulations very much. Back to you, Jake and Kyle.
Thank you so much. Yeah, 30-pound bracket looking absolutely insane today, but let's go down to the fastest bracket. 3-pound bracket coming up right now. Jake, what are you seeing here? What are we looking out for?
I see Turbo Fiend in that fight against Snuggle Muffins. Snuggle Muffins is a robot where it's just put a lifter on it. Divert with a lifter. I can't wait to see that one. Caldera versus Gummy Shark. Gummy Shark, amazing saw. Amazing saw. But Caldera, Glenn is hungry. He's the second seed today.
And that is going to be an insane matchup. We're going to go right in. We're going to go right into our first fight. This is Snuggle Muffins. Don't let the name fool you. This is a deadly machine. The googly eyes add at least 50% more power.
How are you supposed to see your opponent if you don't have eyes? Speaking of eyes, those are some angry eyes. That's Evil Julian and Turbo Fiend. The meanest mug in robot combat.
It's flexible and deadly. You gotta love this machine. To call every bit of this action our totally unbiased play-by-play booth with Ricky and Julian Papasian.
Thank you, Kyle. I'm going to do my best to be unbiased, but it might slip here and there. Forgive me. I used to drive this robot. I got a dumpster with this robot. I want to see my brother get one, too. We'll be even for once.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Away we go. Wow, a quick start there from Turbo Fiend going toe-to-toe with Snuggle Muffins, and both of them getting thrown backwards in the exchange.
Both of them are so fast.
Very quick robots. It looks like this is another fight where Snuggle Muffins is able to consistently get under its opponent. Turbo Fiend is going to find a way, or going to try to find a way to get around that, but it's not going to be going face-to-face, weapon-to-weapon.
If it can, it will. Julian will certainly try.
Take a look at this. Snuggle Muffins is being absolutely surgical in its approach. It knows it can win if it goes straight on. It knows it does even better if it comes in at a slight angle.
Yeah, it's getting hits at great angles.
Oh, and now Snuggle Muffins is on top of Turbo Fiend, and Turbo Fiend coming in with a couple of shots to the back.
Snuggle Muffin's doing a great job of going under Turbo Fiend in these scuffles. A couple good hits is all it takes, though. Whoever's weapon goes down first, I think that might be the deciding factor. We're only a minute in. There's a lot of jumping and bouncing happening.
Take a look at these hits. Snuggle Muffins has been stringing these out all day long, and Turbo Fiend is not going to be spared the destruction. Oh, and look, they've locked claws! Turbo Fiend's arm stuck in the lifting mechanism before taking another hit to the underside. This is so much punishment, but Turbo Fiend is taking it and dishing it back whenever it gets a chance. That is one durable robot Dima.
I know that for a fact. Let's see if he can dish out some of these hits, though.
So far, not so good. Kudos for sticking in it, but Snuggle Muffins has been dominant so far as we come into the last minute of this match.
I'm waiting with bated breath. It's hard to say something. My hands are clutched. I'm praying just a little bit.
Look at that pin. What a move. Using the lifter just so.
Fantastic maneuver.
Whoa, what an intense hit! That could be the moment. Look,
Wheel's coming
wheel
off.
has been ejected
Here
from the
we
side
go.
of Snuggle Muffins. The bottom is being torn.
Julian says, my turn.
The right hand drive no longer working on Snuggle Muffins. Left hand still working. Weapons still working.
Julian smashing as much as he can in these last 20 seconds, and on a high note.
We have seen Snuggle Muffins come back from worse, but this is going to be tough.
Here we go, 10 seconds left.
Oh, and there they are under again. A good move, but it ramps over the top of Snuggle Muffins. Snuggle Muffins is now stuck up against the wall at the end of the fight. What a way to leave it, a back and forth match. Julian showing why he never gives up. This is the prove it period. Both robots trying to show off whatever functionality they have left. Turbo Fiend looking mostly unharmed.
That's the thing, it took a lot of hits, but its condition remains the same.
It might take a point or two for general just slings and arrows taken, but generally everything works. You cannot say the same for its opponent.
No pieces came off of it,
Exactly.
but a wheel certainly came off of Snuggle Muffins.
We're gonna take a look at the replay right now. This was all Snuggle Muffins' fight for the vast majority. You can see every exchange, it gets the better of Turbo Fiend, and critically, it stays aggressive through it. It didn't rely on Turbo Fiend to come to it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When Turbo Fiend got hits, it was getting damage here and there, but when Snuggle Muffins got hits, it was getting positioning.
Exactly.
It was throwing Turbo Fiend. That really mattered for not letting Julian dictate the pace of the fight, but towards the end, Julian was able to get hits that caused so much damage that Snuggle Muffins couldn't do that anymore. It's just a matter of, was it too late or not?
It's a good question. I think also we have to look at the fact that Turbo Fiend was left up against the rails, maybe not disabled, not saved by the bell, but that certainly sticks in a judge's mind to see a robot that is, let's call it very vulnerable. There's the moment. Ending a fight in that position does not look great, but we don't know if that will be a deciding factor. Gwen is cage side. Let's go to her.
I cannot stand this guy. I'm tired of having to talk to you all the time, but for the sake of one fight, I hope. What did you do differently, I guess?
What did I do differently? I mean, maybe if all of my allies didn't quit and join production, I would have had a drive coach by my side helping me out. But he did a tremendous job. Normally, I just ignore forks. Unfortunately, his forks were flipping me in the air. But I came back a little bit in the end. I think it's real close, so we'll see what the judges think. Either way, I think it was a tremendous match. And I can't stand you, Gwen.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough, all right?
That
Well, that seems wholeheartedly inappropriate for a broadcast commentator to do, but hey.
Break it up, you two. Behave back there.
That was very, very intense. That was an insane fight. That goes to the judges. You and I were just talking. If that fight went for one more minute, I would say decisively Turbo Fiends, but...
Is it enough to make up for the 2.5 minutes of Julian on the back foot, taking impacts, getting flipped? Up to the judges.
Up to the judges, and boy, am I glad I am not one of those. That was insane. Getting the ground game win, Kevin, every single time underneath Julian. So good. Oh, and our decision is in. It is a split decision by 2
it does
points.
Not get more split than that.
Your winner, Julian Papasian, and Turbo Fiend, the heel, pulls out the victory in the end.
That's a close fight.
That was a very close fight. The bad guys win sometimes.
He's not bad. He's evil.
All right. We already have another fight lined up here in Cage 2. More 3-pound robot destruction coming your way. I'm very pumped about it. Do you agree with that judge's decision?
And that's close. I mean, I agree with close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was close.
Yeah.
Close.
Do you agree with the assertion that if he'd had people from the broadcast team helping him?
I do not. He needs to fly solo. He needs to be evil on his own.
Yeah, you don't want to be associated with that kind of behavior.
I can't stand that guy.
All right, we're going to head over to Cage 2 for some more 3-pound action coming your way.
Loading into the box now. Popper X.
We've got Eric Randolph and Hubris. They'll be going up against Jordan Morrison and Popper X. Popper X living up to the name all day, roof-shotting opponents. Hubris is no slouch either. This is a very vicious vertical disc spinner. Hubris over there in the pink corner, the red robot. Popper X by Jordan Morrison right over here in the blue corner.
Popper X is trying out a new beater bar right now. They went with like a smooth filleted features on it. It's very pretty. No stress risers.
All right, and to call all of this action from a liminal space between existence and consciousness, Ricky and Dima in our play-by-play booth.
That's right. We're here in the back rooms, and Dima has a little bit of wisdom for you.
Neither of these bots have lost a judge's decision here at NHRL. Fun little factoid that proves that this may be a historic event for one of these robots. Let's see if they can make it the full 3 minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
There we
Robots
go.
fight.
Take a look at those quick spin-ups. And immediately Popper X doing what it does best and popping its opponent up into the air.
And a wheel gone. And another.
A weapon, a weapon. Oh my God, Dima.
More pieces, maybe. Is this a tap out right here? It's definitely a KO
be a
count.
tap out. What else can you do at this point? No, they've asked for an unstick, but what are you unsticking at this point? An arena hazard? Oh, I see. Oh, 2 wheels are gone from one side. So if they got upside down, it is possible they could have moved. But my God, what an uphill battle that would have been. I think that was for the best.
Factoid preserved. No judge's decision, wins or losses here. We are coming out swinging for the fences, and fences we will hit.
That is wild. What an immense amount of damage in just a few seconds of that fight. It shows Popper X's ability to get under an opponent and just send them skyward, doing intense damage in the process.
Super impressive. Just destructive force on Popper X. New beater. Feels new for sure. Jordan says that he built his robot to be small, compact, fast, and efficient. Man, I think you are doing a good job exemplifying those 4 adjectives.
I love it when a plan comes together, and I love it when robots and builders live into the zeitgeist that they specifically choose to bring to the arena, and that is exactly what happened in that fight. You bring a certain energy, you deliver it, it shows up in your match, and you walk away feeling like $1 million.
Even though this is the safe version of a blood sport, it's a blood sport all the same. You got to kill them before they kill you, and that is exactly what happened. Or should I say KO? That's a quick one. It's going to take longer. It's going to take longer to clean the cage than it'll take for the KO. I think the fans in the stands love that.
Yeah, it's one thing to have to wait a minute longer, but I think the utter destruction makes it worth it. And heck, that just means less time till we get the next fight ready to go.
Crowd, let me hear you make some noise.
That is a pumped crowd.
I mean, with every single fight we've had in primetime, how could you not be?
Yeah, it's wonderful, the energy they're bringing. Let's keep it going in Cage 2.
Now this,
not going to waste any time.
I'm so excited for this one. This is experience versus new blood. This is Caldera, who has qualified for World Championships 5 years in a row, trying to get a 6th year, versus Gummy Shark's first event.
Yeah, Raven McGuire has been showing up all day long with Gummy Shark, with the Baleen front armor. Going up against Caldera, she has decided to use a front wedge. This is Gummy Shark's first outing. It's the first time that this robot is here. I think it's the first time the builder is here. This is Glenn's 33rd outing.
And not just 33rd with Caldera through. He's also running Caldera 12.
That's true.
He's also helping his son
robots.
Brian. Yeah.
If you counted the number of robots he's entered and tournaments he's entered per robot, we have to be into the 60s at this point. Just wild. He's been to almost as many NHRLs as I have been, and I haven't missed one
5,
years.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Immediate punishing plow action from Gummy Shark on Caldera.
Using that wedge perfectly as intended.
Doing exactly what it's meant to do, leading with that wedge. And it's seen this before. The weapon has been beheaded.
Well, it's a good thing you're doing well with that wedge, because you're going to need it for the next 2.5 minutes.
Caldera acting as a horizontal guillotine.
Rode on top and took that saw right off.
That is a huge moment. Now, there is an arm. It can be used to do a little bit of something, but this is tough. Gummy Shark can't just plow around. It needs to start slamming. It needs to show aggression. It needs to try to harm its opponent, which is very hard to do with a setup like this once your weapon goes down.
Good thing it's fast enough and has the drive necessary to get the impact and push Caldera up against the wall like this with the wedge. But you're going to need more than that if you're going to try to affect his condition score for the judges, and I think this is going to end up going to the judges.
Look at the weapon blade just bouncing around.
Ooh, you see the spark showers from this view. Audience is getting a great view of all of the action.
Yeah, those are some hardened metal parts on the front of Gummy Shark, and that means sparks fly every time Caldera delivers a blow. Now, this is tough. You got to look at Gummy Shark and understand you are not supposed to be hugging your opponent and grappling. You're trying to do actual damage by plowing, ramming, shoving your opponent into walls, that sort of thing.
Or the house spot.
Now, see, that is a move.
Here we go.
That is exactly what Gummy Shark needs to do.
Using the arm to stop the weapon from spinning, too. If she can do that a couple times, maybe make it burn out.
I will give Raven credit. Sometimes it takes a minute to figure out how you're going to win once you lose your head.
Yeah, it takes a second. Ooh.
They can't take a ton of hits like that.
The wedge isn't invincible.
Neither can Caldera. Look at this! Caldera may turn it into a segue.
That is
absolutely... Oh, and Caldera's weapon goes down a moment.
Just temporary.
Yeah,
momentary
setback.
setback.
Could be overheating. And again, it goes down and runs quiet. Those motors are starting to get sad, Dima.
He might be a little careful with it. Imagine if it went down in the last 10 seconds.
All massive hit. This is Gummy Shark doing what it needs to do. Not just plowing, not just pinning, but slamming its opponent into the arena walls, using its opponent's kinetic energy against it. Excellent driving.
If you can use
and
the arm.
And look, Caldera's barely moving now. A drive side has gone down.
This is going to be a really important prove-it period, I think.
Take a look. Caldera barely moving on one side. The other side seeming to function, but not very well. I can't make out. The weapon is spinning on Caldera, so that counts for a lot. But the drive is completely down on the left, suffering on the right, compared to Gummy Shark, which is driving fine, but of course was beheaded in the first moments of this fight.
Still has the arm on the saw, and was able, of the saw, not on the saw because there's no saw anymore,
right.
But was able to use that arm in a few crucial moments to meaningfully affect Glenn's positioning. Put him on his back at one point.
This is tough. If I had to put my money on it, I would say this is a Gummy Shark victory, but I wouldn't count out Raven McGuire until the judges come back with their official decision. Let's head over to Jake and Kyle, and they'll walk us through this until the judges come back.
That was insane. Okay, that's what I would call a quality new build.
Gummy Shark, first time out going against the #2 seed, Glenn, and Caldera. She configured perfectly with that big front wedge. I can't wait to watch the replay.
All right, let's look at this replay right now. You could see just dominating this early part of the matchup.
She lost her weapon in the early part of that fight, but did not lose her composure. She was all over Caldera, that wide wedge, putting in work to destabilize that horizontal blade.
Now, you were explaining to me, because obviously, look at the quality build, right? The weapon, we're going to have to work on keeping that on a little bit better, for sure. That wedge clearly doing the work, and she's able to get those pins with it. But this is definitely where she's showing a little bit of that inexperience. There's some different choices she could have made with that wedge to get a little bit better engagement, right?
Yeah, I think if that wedge was a little bit far forward, she'd be able to get a bit better torque angle on there. But she did a great job pushing Caldera, destabilized Caldera. At one point, Caldera drive going down. Gummy Shark looking dominant toward the end despite losing that weapon.
And she did a great job controlling the pace, the tempo of that fight, really showing Glenn where the edges of the box are. Really impressive work.
I can't wait to see more from Raven McGuire.
All right, so I am so excited to see how this judge's decision comes out. But right now, we're going to go to Gwen, cage side. Gwen, what do you got for us?
Glenn, I'm gonna go to you quick. Hey, y'all. Goodness, the crowd loves it. I'm here with both of our fighters from that last fight, and I just wanted to point out a little something. Glenn, this was your 33rd NHRL.
Yes.
And Raven, this was your first NHRL. Oh my God. That was probably one of the fights of the night. Excuse me, I'm still all addled. But what a back and forth that was. I can't wait to see what's going on. Glenn, in 3 words, what do you think of that fight?
That was one heck of a tough fight. The control that she showed was pretty dang good. I am hoping that I got it on damage, but if it goes to control, I'm in trouble.
That was more than 3 words, Glenn. Absolutely. Your turn. You could use more than 3 words.
Well, I think I only need 3 words. That was scary, exciting, and a hell of a lot of fun.
All right. And I am getting a little voice in my ear. The decision is in, and your winner is Gummy Shark! Yeah, I'll...
I'd say she knows how to play this game.
Making it look easy, Raven McGuire. I cannot wait to see more from Gummy Shark.
That was incredible. First time here at NHRL, walking out with a win against a legend in Caldera and Glenn Boxall.
Giving me chills.
Oh, that was so good. And she knows how to work the crowd? Come
Gummy
on.
Shark.
Gummy Shark?
Gummy
Like, that was
Shark.
awesome.
It's an easy
3-pound division. Listen, this is the most competitive 3-pound bracket in the world. To show up here first event that impressive.
Qualified for Pro World Champs at the end of the year. Incredible. I can't wait to see more from her.
All right, we've got more action coming your way, 3-pound division, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sting Operation. Dominant overhead attack bot in the 3-pound weight class. Gummy design, big old bright colors. The Wasp is coming for you.
On the other side of the box, Termination Shock, Team WPI, looking to punch their ticket here. Overhead versus overhead.
So excited, and to call every single moment of this action from our state-of-the-art room full of monitors, it's Ricky and Dima. Let's go.
Send help, Kyle. The monitors look angry. Nearly 1/3 of Termination Shock's weight is dedicated to the forks and their mounting. That is a defensive play, but it's an offensive play too, Dima.
Imagine 1/3. What are the other 2/3? Maybe 1/3 weapon. We'll see.
Look at this configuration, Dima. It's
4,
ridiculous.
3, 2.
Has science gone too far?
Fight.
Undoubtedly.
Robots fight.
They asked themselves if they could, but not if they should. Look at this. There's a massive, massive wall built on the front of Sting Operation to try and hold back Termination Shock's weapon blade and weapon arm. Very effective so far. But those forks, however, not. Oh, look!
Right on the top. That was through the middle.
That may well have landed on the wiring to Sting Operations weapon.
The Sting Ops turn, though.
No! Oh, look at it! It's lodged itself in the arena floor. Termination Shock is trying to make the best of this situation and get a hit in. Oh, and Sting Operation is free, but it definitely took a couple of sucker punches in the meantime.
Not only that, but Brett smacked into the weapon. I hope it's fully functional.
I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute, though. Right now, oh, goodness, that was a bad hit on the back of Sting Operation.
That was right on the top. That was
not
past
where
the
they
armor.
wanted to be. The two robots taking turns being stuck under the house bot.
Two fighters
with a
with
lot
this.
of action from Sting Operation right now. That one hit may, and another. That is a big hit, although just on the armor of Sting Operation.
I'm not seeing Sting Ops.
Their right-hand drive is down. Their left hand is functioning. The weapon, TBD.
I'm not seeing the arm move. There we go.
There's the arm. But I don't see anything from the weapon. And look, the wall is being torn down. Doing a bit of a Gorbachev impression in the red corner of the arena. Maybe a Reagan impression, I don't know. Take a look here at this dance. The two doing a do-si-do. Sting Operation has slowed down dramatically.
You gotta take a couple dance classes if you want to pilot a hammer saw. You don't want this to happen to you.
And now Sting Operation sitting almost lifeless, barely able to move. The forks bent severely. Mark Young has put down the controller. I think they have ceded this match to their opponent, Alex Grove. They have your winner by tap out, Termination Shock. They will be continuing in the bracket in the name of WPI. And Mark Young will be headed home.
That was rough for Mark. Some people call them mirror matches, some people call them dittos, but the same archetype going up against each other. It comes down to who gets those critical hits first. And Termination Shock got him. Got every single hit in that fight with the Termination Shock. I don't think Mark Young got a single hit in that fight.
There were definitely a few glancing blows, but nothing like the punishment that was dished out by Alex Grove in that fight. That was every open moment, every opening for a good hit pounced upon. No single hit would have been considered a haymaker. There was no killer blow, but there was a series of major punches, and they added up to a fairly dominant performance.
Fairly dominant. Maybe we kick that up a notch, I think.
I think you're right. I think it was unfair for me to call that fairly, and in fact more fair for me to call it overwhelmingly dominant performance.
Overwhelming force, and those hits for sure did not even make any significant cuts as the hammer saws sometimes do, but the shock was enough to take that drive side down. I think Kyle and Jake are by the BFS or the monoliths. They might have some words for us.
I got a few. Listen, that was a lot of overhead attack action. What was that wall?
That wall is designed to stop the blade from termination shock from coming down onto Sting Operation. It's one vulnerability. Still got to let Sting Operation's arm through that gap. So termination shock was able to take advantage of that, hit that arm when it was exposed.
Getting stuck in the arena floor as an overhead attack bot has to be one of the most terrifying experiences in the arena. You just can't do anything about it.
And it feels like an eternity. 10 seconds in the box is like 10 years of real time. It's like dog years.
Well, this is our 3-pound division so far. We have seen how that shakes out for everybody, but that was an insane way to end it. Love that. Let's go into the 12-pound bracket right now, and our resident 12-pound expert, Jake Hoffman, is going to walk us through it.
I don't really know anything about robots, but I know about this fight. Buzzkill Caldera 12. Hot honey. That's all I got to say is hot honey.
That is going to be insane. Dumb and Dumber taking on the lottery after that. Sievert looking vicious. They're going up against Borinkus. And then we got Grandeur trying to fight off the Honey Bombers later on. But right now we're going to go into our first matchup of the 12-pound bracket. It is the Liam King. That's right, the shark himself with Buzzkill. Vicious robot #1 coming into this competition, and they will be facing
Glenn Boxall. So much experience, his 33rd NHRL, looking to replicate his success with Caldera 3 in the 12-pound weight class. Will he be able to outreach Liam and hit that front wedge, peel it back, go in for a kill shot?
And hidden away in our heavily armored bunker, it is going to be Dima and Ricky calling every moment of this fight.
Thanks so much, guys. Buzzkill has defeated Caldera 12 twice by KO. There is a bit of a white whale situation going on here today.
3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots,
go.
fight.
Both robots up to speed. Both of these hard-hitting machines looking for an opening on their opponent. Buzzkill getting the best of the first few interactions.
Those head-to-heads don't look good for Caldera.
Every hit from Caldera is hitting the most heavily armored area on Buzzkill. Every hit from Buzzkill is hitting a delicate area on Caldera.
Yeah, the assembly itself, right?
Exactly. Caldera needs to be delivering hits to the sides or back of Buzzkill in order to have a prayer in this match.
Now that his drive side is getting a little wonky.
No, the wheels are getting shredded, Dima. More than a little wonky.
That's the undercutter in action. He's ripping off the treads.
Bit by bit, that robot's not going to hold up much longer.
Liam's taking his sweet time.
Yeah, this is the trouble with Buzzkill. When it hits you and you move to the side, suddenly your wheels get hit as a follow-up punch. However, when Caldera, look at that! Impact into the wall as Caldera slows to a crawl, and its wheels are ablated to near nothing.
Kind of dancing on its front as if it were a third wheel. Oh, not only does it cut and shred the treads, it throws Caldera around too. Buzzkill's weapon is a force to be reckoned with. #1 seed for a reason.
Take a look. Caldera doing its best to not get counted out, but it can barely drive with what's left of its wheels.
Once you lose that drive too, it only
Each and
gets
every
easier.
time! Buzzkill is coming in and delivering another hit. Every time Caldera rotates, it goes in for another peck at its delicate hindquarters.
Another one. Do it again. Do it again.
Caldera being eaten away at. Chewed to pieces. That wheel has almost disintegrated on the left-hand side of Caldera. But Glenn Boxall isn't giving up anytime soon. If there's an ounce of chance left in this robot, he's gonna take it. He's hungry for a win at all costs.
If he loses, this is his last fight in the day in any division. Why tap now? Anything can happen in the last 30 seconds, although it looks squarely in Liam's favor.
30 seconds remain. Very little of Caldera's wheels remain. The wheels are no longer wheels, they're little legs brushing gently against the floor. The belt on the weapon of Caldera has come loose. It is strewn across the arena floor in front of Caldera, a testament to the damage done by Buzzkill as it takes one last vengeful look at its opponent, delivering the triple threat turkey.
The turducken.
The turducken of the robot world. 3 kills in a row. Continuing its streak of dominance over Caldera 12, and in fact over the entire 12-pound class. Buzzkill going deeper in the bracket and Caldera 12 going home.
I thought for a second that Liam's hand might have been shaky, but I think he's just ready to get out of the cage and do any repairs that are necessary. Not that I think he has many to do. I know me personally, after a bout like that, I might have a little bit of that emotion coming out through my hands.
I have a vivid memory as a child of my great aunt just taking little bites of hamburger while she's cooking, and just it's such sweet meat. It's such sweet meat, child. That's all I can think of as I watch Caldera get disassembled and little bits of delicious robot be ingested by its opponent. Take a look at this beatdown. Every single exchange ended in a piece of Caldera being ripped and thrown into the arena with an occasional energetic collision for good measure.
Here's the really interesting part of the snowball that an undercutter can do to you. If it starts eating your wheels and your drive like this, it only makes you more vulnerable, exacerbated by the fact that Liam King is maybe the best driver in the 12-pound bracket. He circled around to Caldera's weak points, what, 2 baker's dozen of times?
At least. It was a constant force in this arena and a basically unstoppable destruction of the wheels and rear armor on Caldera 12. Incredible performance from Liam King and from his robot. We are going to head to Kyle and Jake because I'm just going to continue gushing over this match if we don't.
Woo! That was a fun fight. I loved watching those two sharks go head to head.
The perfect tempo, a dance between two artists.
Great way of describing it. You were really freaking out at that end of the fight when Liam was perfectly timing each one of those hits as Caldera was spinning around in a circle.
Liam has one of the highest fight IQs in the sports. He knows when to take his shots. He knows when to pull back. We saw that on display. Every time Caldera was vulnerable, Liam just took a little pop.
These are two very similar robots, two very similar drivers as far as their normal strategies go. Why do you think Liam pulls out these wins so often against him?
Liam's got that big wedge in the front of his robot. Last time he lost against Sievert. Sievert was able to rip that from the corner. He went back, he beefed up the corner mounting. I asked him about it today. He felt confident, so he looked pretty good going into this matchup. He was able to push Caldera. Caldera hit that wedge, was destabilized, and then Liam could dip in and hit those wheels.
That is very impressive. We're going to go back to Cage 1. We've got more big bot action coming your way to call every single one of these ridiculous hits. We are going to go deep, 17 stories underground to Ricky and Dima. Take it away.
Kyle, it is so good to be here this far underground, and I have something to say. I like big bots, and I cannot lie. I love Dumb and Dumber here. I am excited. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I am excited, and it's specifically because Dumb and Dumber, well, wow. First off, I'm excited because of that particular group of excited builders watching their compatriots fight, but also Dumb and Dumber has put on such a wild show today.
But lottery is... We're taking you to the casino, buddy. Can you roll all sevens?
We're gonna find out soon enough.
They're too young to go to the casino. My bad.
3, 2, 1.
Fight. Robots.
Away we go. We'll let
fight.
Dima be a bad influence later. Both sides of Dumb and Dumber coming out swinging. Interesting exchange.
They're trying,
lottery.
They're trying to set up their teamwork.
Oh, the two robots, the two halves of Dumb and Dumber colliding and shredding each other. The bottom panel on half of Dumb and Dumber is completely shredded. That battery is a tasty treat, ripe for the picking.
He's going to ignore that for right now, though, and
the
go.
Dumb half has to be dealt with first.
They're calling for an unstick to maybe get Dumber moving.
Maybe, but it's going to be a tough road. The bottom plate on that half of the robot is very much torn apart, and that battery is very much on display. Meanwhile, Dumb and Dumber's other half pushed up into an arena corner. Although, look at this, Dima. That weapon on lottery has gone down.
They lost in the last engage, but there's no unstick to get him off the wall. This is probably the end of the fight right here.
Sometimes you only have one shot, and you make good on it. Oh, but wait!
The little
Dumber,
Dumber.
look at it! What? What a moment! It threw itself into the air, ripping its own battery from its own carcass as it did somersaults into the arena, and now lays motionless, powerless, heartless.
He walked up for one last punch and keeled over before he could even get there.
Imagine a human on their deathbed who sits bolt upright moments before death, rips their own heart from their chest, throws it at you, and does a somersault and dies. That's what we just watched from the smaller half of Dumb and Dumber.
Anything to try to get some revenge for its larger dumb sibling.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Something strange is happening cage side. I'd love to get a better insight on this. There's the battery we mentioned that just threw itself across the arena.
When it was moving, its own movement made the connection come loose. It was like, it flew off.
Listen, I'm gonna do a little mental math, just estimations here. That half of the robot has a weapon that spins just under 300 miles an hour. Okay? The weapon is roughly a quarter of the weight of the robot, right? So if you suddenly turn all of that motion that was concentrated in a quarter of that robot and distribute it to the rest of the robot, you get roughly 75 miles an hour.
Yes.
So it did a somersault at 75 miles an hour and threw that battery at roughly 75 miles an hour across the arena at its opponent.
A shockingly competent baseball pitch.
It's a shockingly competent baseball pitch
of its own
with
heart.
A ball of fire. You got to remember that the battery is basically a lot of angry electrons compacted into as small a package as humanly possible. A very angry baseball indeed. Let's see how it happened once again in the replay.
Here's these first engages. They were trying to gang up on Lottery, get the co-op action going. He did a good job of knocking them away first and doing damage before they could get there. Dumb and Dumber had some friendly fire there, hurting each other. And in trying to gang up, they might get knocked into each other. That's exactly what happened. Lands on his back plate, high-centered. Unstick did not help him. And in the meantime, Lottery was taking it to the bigger half of Dumb and Dumber. getting them stuck in the wall right up on the very end. They already spent the unstick on the small half, so they didn't have it for this opportunity of the fight. Oh, we skipped the replay. We didn't get the last I didn't hear no bell moment, but we can see it later in the video and on Bread Zone. But I think Jake and Kyle might have some words. Give me a break from talking, fellas.
I used to think of the Robo Jackets as a very intimidating team. Then they started bringing bots like Dumb and Dumber and wearing those hats.
Dumb and Dumber from Max and Lottery from Georgia Tech.
Yes.
Do you think Dumb was stuck, or do you think Dumber was stuck?
Dumber
on the wall?
was definitely stuck on its own battery up against the wall.
Okay.
For sure. What was that?
Well, sometimes you just gotta, unplug yourself.
Flip your own self off of your battery and unplug yourself.
Right.
And that's how you show movement.
It's always convenient when your robot, finishes the fight for you.
That was incredible. One of the weirdest fights we have seen today. I loved it.
Georgia Tech punching its way into the top 4 with that fight. It's all about, we've got so many new robots. It's all about who makes it out of those top 8 slots and into the top 4. Who's the dark horse in that 12-pound weight class? Could be Lottery.
Could be Lottery. Really impressive work from them. Yeah, this was a strange one. I'll go ahead and say it. We are in the 12-pound division. My name is Kyle Kroos. This is Jake Hoffman, and you're watching Prime Time here at the National Havoc Robot League June qualifier event, and it's been an insane first hour. Like, what is happening today?
I can't believe we have so many more fights to watch here on Prime Time. Loading into the box now is Matt Lantry and Sievert. Sievert had a little bit of weapon issue last night, but Matt retuned his ESC. I think it's working good today.
So excited about this fight. Matt Lantry is the wheels man up in the pit. So many of the wheels you see out there today came from this man's shop. We're going to go back to the play-by-play booth to call this action. Ricky, Dima, let's go.
Sievert is a robot that makes me nervous. I've fought this robot before, and it does such a astounding amount of damage when it connects with the right kind of hit. And I can't help but think that Barinkus doesn't know what it's in for in this fight.
We've seen a lot of fights from Caldera in the 3 and 12-pound bracket. Sievert is the same archetype of a robot. I think the weapon is bigger and more dangerous. He might sacrifice some defense, though. This is going to come down to, can Barinkus get the control with its whiff? Can it stop the horizontal blade before it can stop him?
We are going to find out in just a moment.
You can tell Matt is locked in. Readied up.
Barinkus
5,
Builder.
4,
today.
3, 2,
Sorry,
1.
Fight. Robots
That one got to me, Dima. All right, here we go. Both robots off to a cautious start. Sievert looking for the opening and just going full weapon to weapon. Barinkus barely moving after that exchange and immediately tapping out.
Instant tap out.
That's the kind of attack that I expect from Sievert. For whatever reason, that blade just seems to have a talent for connecting and doing deep structural damage to opponents.
If you can't stop it first, it's gonna stop you.
What happened? Wild, absolutely wild.
His drive wasn't working. He maybe tapped out a little early, but that's his decision to make. He probably saved some on repair costs from doing so. We'll say that.
That's a great point. And we do have 6 months of the 2026 season still left to fight. They may well want to come back. And a reminder to the folks, you have a bunch of people now who have qualified for the championships in the winter, in December. Let's look at this. That is pretty much a one-hit fight, just a gentle love tap after the initial big bite. And that's when Barinkus and their drivers realized that was all she wrote for the little green robot that could.
Sometimes one hit is all it takes.
Sometimes. We are gonna keep moving on through the 12-pound bracket. I think we've got, let's see.
Stay seated, folks. Do not touch that dial because we are still moving through the 12-pound bracket, and we have 3s and 12s. We have 3s, 12s, and 30s all today. We are looking for a grand finalist in all 3 weight classes. That's a pretty accurate sievert. I just got some good looks at it on the monitor. That's a great drawing.
Speaking of good looks, we're headed to Jake up in the pits.
Sorry, I'm nervous. All right, I'm up in the pits with Team Lottery. Liam, I got a question. Lottery has 2 configurations here, a beater and a lifter. The people downstairs are wondering, how do you pick between these 2 configurations?
Yeah, so we're from the Georgia Tech, we're from Georgia Tech, and one of like our sort of big pieces of our identity is that we're like big gamblers, right? So the whole theme of Lottery is gambling, just obsessively gambling themed. So the way we choose the module is actually by spinning a wheel, and just whatever it lands on is what we run.
Grappler or beater, which one do you think you're going to run against Liam King? Liam versus Liam. Do you want to spin it right now?
It says grappler, we'll just spin it. It's just shotgun a Diet Coke. I don't know.
Shotgun a Diet Coke. I don't think that's a very good game plan.
Let's go again.
Let's go again.
It says grappler. Guess we're running grappler.
Guess we're running grappler. Back to you, Kyle.
That seems less than scientific. Yeah, but it works. Listen, that's an amazing robot. Dark horse of the night, possibly. Really interesting design. Love the fact that they have options. Maybe they need to refine that a little bit. Let's go into cage 1. We've got a little bit more big robot action coming your way right now. Oh yeah, speaking of big robot action, I am so excited to see this fight. To call every single moment, there's the Team Honeycrack folks right there. To call every moment of this action, we are going to go to our state-of-the-art matrix integration facility with Ricky and Dima.
I'm feeling fully digitized and ready for this fight. Grandeur has been intimidating today, and Honey Bombers, as a multi-bot, has a high potential to either get thrown across the arena or split down the middle. I am excited.
I always say this, big wheels are like a final boss. You got to look for the weak points. It's bigger than you. It's got a bigger weapon than you. Can they take it down as a co-op team?
We're going to have to find out. Both of these robots want
5,
everything by
4,
KO.
3, 2, 1.
Fight.
They can't keep that
Robots,
streak
fight.
going. Everyone's off to a fast start. Ooh, an excellent hit from Honey Bombers on Grandeur. They took that hit and then went somersaulting away. And I think they self-inflicted that second somersault. But look at the front plow on Honey Bombers' vert half. It is askew, it is bent.
If one's not moving, the other one's in a really precarious position.
Yeah, that horizontal half really needs to go for the wheels and be super conservative in its approach to this fight. It cannot stomach the kind of hits that Grandeur is capable of putting out. Look at that!
I can barely
Chucking the
stomach
vert
it.
right into the wall.
And in classic fashion, the bot parents are attacking the house bot too.
They've got a house bot vendetta today. But they're going to take out that anger on their opponents first. The Honey Bombers buzzing around like literal bees in the arena. Grandeur swatting them away with a royal fury.
The red chassis Honey Bomber is having a hard time getting back in the action without full drive.
Take a look at the pieces being removed from both of these robots. Woo!
Oh, some friendly fire.
Friendly fire indeed, but everyone is still in play. And I see some pieces being removed from Grandeur. That damage is starting to add up, and we've got, I think, a struggling left-hand drive on Grandeur as well. That weapon is spinning down on Grandeur too. It's not hitting with the full force that we saw at the beginning of the match.
I wonder if they're spinning it down for safety's sake, or if the damage is starting to add up.
Possibly, but this is a chaotic match. I can't begin to predict who's going to walk away with the victory. Honey Bombers looks like they're being kicked in the teeth but Granger is chaotic and everywhere, not showing a sense of control and presence in the arena.
Bot Barons are not builders that are worried about balance. They are here to do damage. With a minute left, they are going for a KO.
And they certainly are doing damage. Look at the side armor package on Honey Bombers, hanging limp, dangling, and blowing in the breeze.
Now Granger's weapon is locked up.
It is. That could be a number of problems, but what is really getting obvious to me is that the tread on Granger is being ripped off piece by piece. That makes their mobility increasingly strained as they try to ram into the house bot because they have no other choice. 21 seconds remaining. Honey Bombers doing their best to regain some footing in this match.
They are not terribly balanced themselves, that I will say.
No, this is going to be a tough one to judge. Sometimes both robots do an incredible job, and you have to decide who won the match. In this case, neither robot put on the show that they wanted to, and you're going to have to judge who lost this match.
Sometimes it's who lost more, not who won more. And both these robots have won every single fight, either by KO or tap out today. But one of them is going to win by JD and one will lose by JD. Once again, I am not envious of the judge's position. Thank you for all your hard work, so I could just sit here and enjoy the fights and bring the hype to the audience. But you guys got some scoring to do, and I don't know who won that. Condition is dicey, especially when it comes to a multi-bot. Let's see some of the action in these replays. I think, yeah, Granger started off with the majority of the hits. And there was a long moment where the red half of Honey Bombers was not really mobile at all. But then once they kicked back up, they were eventually able to take down Granger's weapon through repeated impacts. Yeah. I just don't know if that condition is equal to the damage they took.
Well, it's tough too. Even if we set condition aside for a moment, we have had an entire match, like 2/3 of this match, really, where Granger is just on the aggression. They're on top of the attack side of the score. Really showed their opponent who's boss, and we never saw that behavior from Honey Bombers. Granted, Granger couldn't keep it up for the entire match, but it's not like it shifted to the opponent. Honey Bombers never really swooped in and said, no, I'm in control now. Granger just said, I can't keep it up. And in my mind, that means that Granger still is going to be favored in the attack judgment, because it's not like they're traded positions. They just lost the dominance that they had at the beginning of the fight.
Really good way of putting it. They kind of leveled out who was in the driver's seat. It wasn't, yeah, exactly. It wasn't, I'm taking my turn and beating you up now. It's now we're both surviving.
Exactly. So if you look at it that way, we say Granger had an advantage maybe 2/3 of the match in attack. And you say Honey Bombers and Granger both kind of struggled, went back and forth. They certainly both took a lot of damage, but perhaps Honey Bombers did a little bit more and ended up with a better condition. That puts that firmly in good questionable territory for the judges. Let's go to Gwen. I think she's going to have the results for us cage side very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Ricky. Right now I've got Zoe and Colin here with me. Two great builders from Honeycracked, and I'm so curious, multi-strategy is so interesting to me. Colin, you don't usually drive a multi, usually you're on your own. What do you have to change to drive alongside Zoe?
So I think the biggest change I have to make is I'm trying to stay out of her way, and I'm trying to we're trying to complement each other.
All right. Sorry, give me that one more time. I just had a brain fart.
Sorry about that. Sam Hansen was on the roof ripping at wires for some reason and pulled the wrong one. But we're back now, and we've got more 30-pound action coming your way.
I'm Jake Hoffman still.
I'm Kyle Kroos still. And yeah, that's right. We've got a fight loaded in and ready to go for you right now. Spartan 30 going up against Colossal Avian. Big hits guaranteed. Let's go to cage 2 right now.
First, Kyle, we got a judge's decision coming in from before our little break there.
Oh, good. Yeah, what's the judge's decision?
Looks like Grandeur versus Honey Bombers. Honey Bombers, it cannot be tighter than that. 6'5", 6'5" across the board. A tight fight, but that weapon going down on Grandeur sent it in Honey Bombers' favor.
That was too close.
Honey Bombers.
All right, we are now in cage 1. We're going to have Colossal Avian taking on Spartan 30. And to call every single moment of this action, our recently electrified play-by-play booth with Ricky and Dima. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys might feel the same. I feel different after that. But we are going to bring a real quick tail of the tape for this. We are getting right back into the action, but we got to introduce, after that little break, these two robots, because we have Spartan 30 versus Colossal Avian.
Let's jump right into it with Spartan 30. I consider this one of the most fully actualized robots at NHRL. 2 events under its belt, but an incredibly talented team behind it, knocking out almost 80% of the time, going the distance a lot less, a 6-2 record, and we're only giving it about a 1-4 chance of winning this fight.
Colossal Avian, though, is a big bird with the record to prove it, 14-7, a 76% chance to KO. It ends its fights that way, and a 29% chance of going the distance. It has 3 times the events under its belt, so this might be a matter of experience.
Well, let's take a look too. Colossal Avian has the type advantage.
5, 4,
see if they can make good on it.
3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away we go.
Robots
Look at this
fight.
cloud that's been added to the front of Colossal Avian. That is explicitly for horizontal spinners like Spartan 30. Spartan 30 calling for an unstick really quickly, not willing to risk a shot from that spinner on its top plate.
Being stuck against the hammer saw is how you get KO'd.
And look, Dima, that weapon is not spinning at all on Spartan 30. They're trying to ram it into the arena wall. Maybe they can break it loose from whatever jam they have going.
Yeah, if Colossal Avian slammed something on top of it, disrupted the assembly in some way.
Now, I will say this about Spartan 30. That is a thick piece of armor on the top of that robot. They can afford to take a few hits now that their weapon's down. Unlikely that they're immediately going to take a kill shot from that disc on Colossal Avian. It's still not their preferred. Oh, a swing and a miss. Colossal Avian flailing wildly and hitting the arena walls instead of their opponent.
Colossal Avian's got a bunch of hits that way.
That is it. That is a big old hit, a big old chunk from that aluminum top plate on Spartan 30.
It either gets those hits right to the top like that, or as it's kept happening today, it goes for a hit and they dodge last second and it digs into the floor.
Now, I want to point out, Spartan 30 is technically upside down right now. Their rear forks are not going to work very well in this orientation, but they don't have a great way to right themselves and get flipped back over.
They sure don't. Colossal Avian's weapon isn't spinning. They didn't go for a hit when I thought they would. Has their weapon gone down as well?
I wouldn't be surprised, but Colossal Avian, it's a crafty bird. Sometimes they lay in wait and pick their moment to strike.
Here we go. It is spinning.
Goodness, there it is. Yep, it is definitely a pick and choose moment. A big old bash and a huge dent put into the top of Spartan 30.
Spartan has spent most of this fight running away. If this fight goes to the judges, that don't look good.
No,
broken
50
weapon don't look good.
seconds remaining, 45 seconds remaining, and if Spartan 30 doesn't deliver a miracle, this is the op. Oh, but look at that, a fake out.
Dodges last second.
Oh, and Spartan 30 crawled to a stop there.
Using the reverse attack.
The drive side is struggling. It's not moving at all now. Intermittent behavior from Spartan 30, and then the weapon starts to move. The weapon is back up.
Is a power cycle all you needed?
This could be a game changer as Colossal Avian is tossed aside by that brutal weapon. Anything can happen as we come into the last 10 seconds, but Spartan 30's not moving again.
What is happening?
This is happening, wild. Ricky? This is the prove it period, Johnny. Johnny, try to move your robot. It's back. It's back. It's moving again.
What just happened?
They will go into the judge's decision with a fully functional drive, a fully functional weapon, but having been absolutely dominated for the bulk of that match.
Yeah, that's a pretty colossal butt right there.
A pretty colossal butt goes with a pretty colossal bird. And let me tell you, Colossal Avian brought it in that fight. However, I was so excited I didn't even get a chance to see what the movement looked like out of Colossal Avian. Are they still functioning fully?
It looked fully functional.
All right, well, that is reassuring, absolutely reassuring for that fight. Colossal Avian must be having a heart attack right now.
Don't scare me like that, guys.
Let's take a look at the replay. You can see this is an incredibly effective box rush, sending Spartan 30 into the wall and jamming up that weapon almost immediately.
Yeah, that's a moment where they tried to line up a shot, dodged last second. If Spartan's weapon was working during that period, that could have been really critical, but here's the hits that Colossal Avian was getting. Didn't look like the hits themselves are doing any damage, but the fact that they were using their weapon throughout that fight, were attempting to attack and control the arena while Spartan was mostly driving away, doesn't look good in the eyes of the judges.
It doesn't, and it's worth pointing out that yes, this functionality came back in the end of the fight. It doesn't mean it's scored as well as it working for the entirety of the fight. It just means that it's not completely off the table in terms of condition.
Can't keep a straight face when he's flapping, can you?
No, you know, it is the 20s now, and flappers are back, Dima.
Don't even remind me. My hair's too long. I gotta get that short, tiny
A
pixie
bob
cut.
or nothing. Take a look. That is just a monster of a robot. Spartan 30 is a wild machine, but it took a punishment in that fight.
That classic gray and the silver mixed with the classic horizontal design. Spartan itself is an instant classic. I love watching that thing fight. If they're going home after the judge's decision is announced, I just gotta say, I can't wait to see him come back. Johnny Supas, you're a man after my own heart, but two men also after my own heart. By the Monoliths are Kyle and Jake. What do you got for us?
We've got a judge's decision in right now for you on that last fight, and then we've got more big bot action going your way, but the winner is, by judge's decision, Colossal Avian. Look at that spread. Big bot energy up in here. Beautiful work by that team. You think that judge's decision went okay?
Colossal Avian is the biggest bird.
Yeah, the biggest bird in the arena. We absolutely love it. So they will be moving on today. So excited for Matthew Zhang and his team. That bot's looking fantastic. All right, we've got more big robot action coming your way right now as our team is getting ready to load into the box. It's gonna be a good one. I'm extremely excited. So first up, from Newbury Park, California, it's Matthew Vasquez, and it's Lil Lash.
Who's coming around the corner?
He's coming. He is there!
Fashionably late as always.
Such a California way of doing things. Coming out at his own speed, his own pace.
He's relaxed.
He had to go surf before this.
He did, and play bass too.
Played bass, had to go surfing.
He's
rolled
about
in.
to make this
You're
fight
gonna win a robot fight.
He's about to make this fight technical. The Vasquez know their strategy. Other people are playing checkers. They're playing Sudoku.
All right, and his opponent from Norwich, Connecticut, it's Joshua Reinhardt and Kaza Eins in a world full of twos. be the Eins.
No surprises here. Joshua Reinhardt has been making deep runs in all of his tournaments. Kazaa Eins top 4 is a surprise to no one, but can he live up to his reputation, or will he meet the Vasquezes?
This is definitely a difficult matchup for Kazaa. Control bots tend to be their kryptonite. We'll see how these ridiculously long forks hold up in this match. And to call every moment of this hot action, we're gonna go to our fireproof bunker with Ricky and Dima. Let's go.
We have Lil Lash in the pink corner, a #1 seed after some amazing performances in the previous season. A 69% KO chance. That means it ends its fights in a KO so much more often than not. An 11-3 record is nothing to sneeze at, but Kazaa's got a pretty close record.
Yeah, they almost identical. The #4 seed from the #1 30-pound driver. 4 events under their belt, but a robot that is built on a ton of experience from literally dozens of other events. We have been talking all day about whether or not Lil Lash is going to be the kryptonite to Kazaa Eins' unstoppable reign of fiery fury, and we are going to find out right now if they can make good on that promise.
Whether you love or hate Kazaa, you cannot deny that it is a dominant champion, maybe the most dominant we've ever had in a single weight class. Let's see if the Vasquezes can dethrone him.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Take a look at
Robots
this.
fight.
Kazaa Eins coming in without the tail and a huge lift on Lil Lash, and now Lil Lash pinned into the wall and getting barbecued, but using that lifter to try and...
He's fanning the flames.
Fanning the flames, but trying to lift itself out of the way. Now they look stunned. A little flame drunk in the arena looking for an opening. It does seem they are able to get under at least one of these forks at a time. Oh, that is a great move. Kazaa up in the air on top of Lil Lash. Lil Lash going to try and bring down... No, it can't bring down a hit from above. It's just not the geometry of that lifter spinner.
Even Red Storm didn't lift like this.
No, these are consistent lifts, but they aren't very effective attacks from Lil Lash. So the question is, what can Lil Lash turn this into? They've been holding their own, but they haven't kind of struck back. And every time they lock horns, they take a little more fire damage.
I think he's going to start having to spin that weapon a little more aggressively now that he knows 1 minute in, I haven't got any serious damage on Kazaa. Although whoever does.
Yeah, this is wild. You can also see the wheels are starting to spin a little bit. I think they're starting to get a little liquidy on the edges. Oh, an interesting move, trying to use the house bot and their arm to prop themselves up. It didn't quite get them out of the exchange, but they did their best.
Kazaa's forks are really just that difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it's amazing how dialed in that fork game is. Lil Lash able to get behind Kazaa quite a few times, but not really able to turn it into a big hit. Look at that big swing and speedy attack that we see so often from Lil Lash. Kazaa just shrugs it off. Take a look. This is this cruising kind of shark behavior. Kazaa says, nope, I won't have it.
He's going to keep trying it. He doesn't have many other maneuvers to try to get damage with the spinner. Well, I think he needs it.
It only needs to work a couple of times. So far, it hasn't worked once, though, but just one good kinetic energy hit on Kazaa might be all it takes.
This is how dominant Kazaa is we are begging for one hit from Lil Lash. Just one. Just one.
Those forks are just that good. And then another bit. Oh, see, now maybe that's
from the
move.
top.
A new strategy has emerged, Dima. They can attack from behind, throw their weapon backwards.
They might have found the answer, but is it too late?
I don't know. 25 seconds is enough to get another couple of hits if they do it right. There it is, a small glancing blow, but you know, you chain those together, it might be enough.
15 seconds left. They need a little more than that.
But now the weapon seems to be spinning down. Is it spinning at all?
They've been getting roasted this whole time.
It is spinning. It is still working.
It's going to matter for the prove-it period.
For sure. Oh, but look, Kazaa Eins. It's drive side. Those last few hits might have done some damage. I don't see it moving at all.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't see it moving in the last few seconds. Our judges are going to have to go back and see. But that could be a tremendous difference. Oh, there it is. Okay, the judges are going to have to go back and see, but that's going to be a big difference. Kazaa Ein's drive has been unstoppable through all of this competition and all of the last few competitions, quite frankly.
At least we saw that it can bleed. You know what I mean?
Someone punched God and they bleed and they're no longer God. That's the way that story works.
Can we prove that Josh
best to show off?
Can we prove that he is mortal? Let's see in the replays. Can we prove with the replays? Is he mortal in this?
These lifts are something to behold, but they're not that effective at doing damage. Then again, they're getting barbecued. We didn't see Lil Lash suffer any degradation. So was the flame particularly effective? It wasn't a pin and barbecue like we expect Kazaa to deliver.
That's a good point. If you say the lifter wasn't effective, you have to turn the question around and say, okay, but was the flame effective?
Yeah, and quite frankly, I don't think so. It was certainly effective in showing an aggressive attack, but I don't think it was effective in showing a effective attack.
Yeah.
And that matters more than just showing consistent attack. Showing your effects actually do something gets you way more points than just consistently being aggressive. So this is going to be something for those judges to pore over. If I were the judges, I would be looking over the last 15 seconds of this fight very carefully. We just watched it once. We watched it full speed, going back and combing over it to get that couple of points difference. This is going to be a close match for sure.
Absolutely.
And so it's going to come down to the details of how Kazaa was functioning at the end of that fight.
We're waiting for the numbers. They are going to be close.
Crowd is pumped. They love to see the flames. They love to see the action. Everybody loves to see a good flip. Speaking of things everybody loves to see, we're going to go to Jake and Kyle.
I have this phrase I say all the time, technology's great when it works.
Yeah, that spinner on Lil Lash just not getting up to speed. Too little, too late toward the end of that fight. It looks like Kazaa Ein's so dominant. It is not surprising to see Joshua Reinhardt doing so well this late in the competition.
All right, well, we have a judge's decision in right now, and your winner is, very little surprise to anybody, Joshua Reinhardt and Kazaa Eins. You gotta love it. Very close. Good matchup.
The Vasquez's fight, a technical fight, but it was not enough. Just barely not enough.
And it really does come down to that spinner not being available when they needed it to be available. They had lots of opportunities where they could have pulled out some big hits, gotten some good damage. They really were only limited to those last 40 seconds of the fight.
I think if it was there during the meat of the fight, 30 seconds in, minute and a half in, it would have gone the other way. Lil Lash, we saw it bring that spinner down on top of Kazaa Eins. That was effective there toward that last minute of the fight, but too little, too late, unfortunately.
All right, well, we are ready to go into the 3-pound division now. Let's check out this bracket. Right down at the bottom, we've got newcomer Gummy Shark, overhead attack bot, going up against Determination Shock. I am so looking forward to that. That's going to be ridiculous. And then up at the top of the bracket, Turbo Fiend taking on Popper X, Jordan Morrison putting on a clinic on how to roof robots today.
He has to go up against the most evil man in combat robotics, Evil Julian with Turbo Fiend. Gummy Shark doing a great job today, taking out the number 2 seed, Glenn Boxel and Caldera, 3-pound. First event and top 4, Raven McGuire.
I
Stunning
am so
builder.
excited to see it. Well, we are ready to hop into this 3-pound bracket right now. Let's get the action going. Your first robot. It's gonna be Turbo Fiend. From Old Lyme, Connecticut, it's Julian Papasian and Turbo Fiend. And his opponent from Raleigh, North Carolina, it's Jordan Morrison and Popper X. big vertical action in this cage. I can't wait to see it. And to call all of this action, we are going to go to our unbiased play-by-play booth with Ricky and Dima Papasian?
It's an interesting last name.
Isn't it, though?
No relation, though.
It's a fine last name, guys. Turbo Fiend has a huge amount of experience behind it because at this point we've had both of us pilot it through several events for many years. It is 47-14. That is nothing to sneeze at. It is the favorite in both seeding and in win probability. Not much we have to say about this robot that hasn't been said already.
No, but it's going up against the number 12 seed, which doesn't sound that intimidating until you see the performance that this has been putting on all day long. Popper is an appropriate name for a robot that has roof-shotted opponents all day long. Julian looking locked in, but nervous.
4, 3.
That's not nervous.
2, 1.
Fight, robots.
There we go. That is a mean spit up on Popper X, but it goes flying in that exchange.
Tricked you, faked you out, fainted you.
Wow, each of these engagements, Turbo Fiend is coming out dominant. The weapon has been split into pieces on Popper X. Even if it can spin, it's gonna shake horribly. Julian immediately coming out and breaking the teeth on Popper X.
Julian even went to the crowd for a little hype moment while the fight's still going on. He knows this is in the bag, but anything can happen. Don't count out Popper X so soon.
No,
10
and that
3 for a
weapon
reason.
does spin. It's not harmless by any means, but it's just as likely to damage Popper X as it is Turbo Fiend. Look at it bounce around. It's so much weight moving so quickly. If it spins, it's not stable. And that just gives Turbo Fiend an even greater opportunity to deliver a big hit.
You can hear it trying to spin up like a chainsaw.
That was an interesting strategy. It waited until it was under Turbo Fiend and then spun up and threw Turbo Fiend into the air.
Pretty smart.
A makeshift lifter.
Pretty crafty.
But Popper X is starting to have drive issues on one hand. I think it's left-hand side. It's not down, but it is acting wonky.
Jordan is fighting his heart out. If you're gonna go home if you lose, you might as well fight to the bitter end.
Any other robot, I would say this is imminently winnable for Popper X. They could stage a comeback, but Turbo Fiend has been so durable in these matches, it's gonna take a miracle for Popper X to come back.
Durability is the name of the game on Turbo Fiend.
Jordan Morrison looking for an opening, desperately trying to stay in this game.
Julian is looking for...
Excellent pin, making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, the fork is stuck in the beater. Is that pin... Okay. We got a release.
Yeah, that was still a pin. It was able to be released in time.
Yep.
It's a great point, though. If you can't release a pin, you don't get any credit for it. Look at this grinding action.
Trying to cut into the underside. This is how we go to it. This is how Turbo Fiend gets KOs.
What a move. They're going to ask for the unstick, and Turbo Fiend's going to try and guard their opponent. I don't know if it's going to work.
Looks like those wheels aren't spinning. Don't hit the house bot.
This is a tough spot for the house bot to extract a robot. They're going to try their best, but I rapidly think, I think this is going to be the end for Popper X, and Turbo Fiend will be taking home either a victory or a saved by the bell moment. I can't tell which count out this is.
Knockout.
Knockout! Moments before the final bell of the 3-minute timer. Turbo Fiend walking home with a win.
What a mean sucker that guy is.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that guy, but he has just walked his way into the finals here. He's going to be going up against the victor of Gummy Shark and Termination Shock in just a few minutes.
If I did not eat that chicken parmesan 17 years ago, maybe he wouldn't be
I told
evil.
you people, it's my day. Who's gonna beat me? Who has it? No one!
And once again, Julian Papasian has overwhelmed our broadcast equipment with his pure evil intentions.
I'm still Jake Hoffman.
I'm still Kyle Kroos, and I hate that guy. Listen, we are already loaded in to Cage 2. More 3-pound robot action, overhead attack bot style. We've got a shark. They're going up against the Termination Shock. Let's check it out.
I think we just experienced a Termination Shock.
I think you might be right. And to carry every bit of this action on their shoulders, we're going to go to the play-by-play booth with Ricky and Dima. Let's go.
Thank you so much. I have been pumped for this matchup. Gummy Shark has been a wonderful thing to see all day long. It's a brand new robot. It's unseeded. Nobody expected it to go this far. It just took out Glenn Boxall and Caldera 3 to get here, and it has been doing crazy damage and holding up wonderfully in the process.
But these robots are not equal in design. Gummy Shark is an opposable saw, but Termination Shock is a hammer saw. It is trying to use a lot of potential energy to get hits that not only dig in with the weapon, but also shock your internals. It's quite the fitting name.
It absolutely is. Think of Gummy Shark as being a slicing, dicing machine, and think of Termination Shock as a sledgehammer raining down on top of your robot at 300 miles an hour.
A sledgehammer that might puncture you.
Yeah, it's a sharp, is it really more of a pickaxe? What do they call it? A mattock. That's what they call it. A mattock, where it's a pickaxe on one side and a big old Scoopy boy on the other.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Here we
Robots
go.
fight.
A very confident entrance from Gummy Shark. But a Termination Shock, as we've seen it all day, able to get under its opponent. Look at that brutal hit.
Oh, no.
That is a one-hit KO, robot fans. Deep into the innards of Gummy Shark.
And just like the Warrior hammer saws that came
And it's
before
going
her,
for more.
she's asking for more carnage.
They drove a stake into the heart of Gummy Shark. There's no coming back from that. That is a brutal, brutal blow. They're asking the housebot for an unstick, but nothing's gonna bring that cadaver back to life.
That is what happens when you do not have an effective special top armor for these hammer saw robots. If they are able to line up that shot, you better have some protection that can at least tank one
You
hit.
always bring protection, Dima, just in case, but it didn't matter. Look, Gummy Shark is a lifeless hunk of plastic in the arena. Oh, a twitch! Is there a spirit left?
Wait a minute.
Is there a deuce in this machina?
Don't take off her front, Oh, now you're stuck.
Now they're entangled together. What a moment to leave it at. Gummy Shark is gonna try, well, no, Gummy Shark's not gonna try to do anything. They're dead. Termination Shock gets themselves stuck in a way they can't undo. The match has been paused. We will have a disentanglement, but quite frankly, I think this is going to lead to two robots being pulled apart and one sitting lifeless in the arena floor, just the way it started this encounter.
Yeah, Gummy Shark has been in the arena despite being effectively KO'd for the past almost minute and a half, I'll say. That's what happens. There's no KO count if you keep attacking. I mean, she did say keep attacking me, but you didn't have to listen. That's on you. The crowd loves Gummy Shark so much. So do I. Just a little aside, you can tell it has so many design elements from my brother's Sawbot Mako.
I feel like Gummy Sharks are something that you can buy in the checkout line at the gas station.
That's a dollar store snack I've never heard of before.
It absolutely is. Wow, the crowd is willing Gummy Shark back to life with every ounce of their spiritual energy.
Yeah, charging up a Goku level spirit bomb for her.
A spirit injection, but wow. Nick is going hard trying to get these two robots torn apart. He's able to succeed, but only just barely. That was a lot of surgical crowbar use.
see if Gummy Shark has any life left in it yet.
And we're off yet again,
She's not
but
holding her controller.
no, she knows what's up.
Termination shock.
Termination shock doing a little victory dance, and Raven looking on all smiles.
Knockout.
Crumbling to her knees, but that's just a show, Robot fans. Raven is just happy to be here, defying all odds, going this deep in the tournament with a brand new robot, taking down legends to get to this point.
Truly legends, and she knows she made it this far. She did her best to put on a show, and put on a show she did. The crowd told us themselves, what a run. Raven, please come back next time. I have a feeling this is not the last we'll see of Gummy Shark. I certainly hope not.
I can't imagine it is. That robot has potential. Heck, that robot showed off a lot of potential. I can only imagine where it goes with just a couple more revisions and maybe another fight or two under Raven's belt.
Has potential, yeah, has potential to come back for World Finals, which it qualified for.
Yeah, it is going to want every bit of practice that its driver can get for it, though. It's one thing to come to an open event, and granted, the road this deep into the tournament today has absolutely included legends and formidable opponents. But imagine doing that, your toughest opponents on a given day, all day long. That's what's waiting for Gummy Shark in December. It's gonna need work. We're gonna go to Jake and Kyle, and they're gonna tell us all about what we can look forward to next.
I'll tell you what we're going to do next. We're going to go into some 12-pound robot action. But first and foremost, let's see how we got here and review this bracket. This has been an insane division all day.
There's some big names, but there's a lot of new bots. We're seeing who comes out on top, who came out of those top 8 spots, and who is now in top 4. Lottery from Georgia Tech going up against one of the biggest names here in Buzzkill and Liam King.
Can't wait to see that Sievert and Honey Bombers fight down below. There's a whole lot of honey crack left in this division.
Absolutely. 2 out of the 4 bots are from that team. And I believe.
I believe indeed. All right, let's go ahead and announce our first competitor. Coming all the way from California, Maryland.
It's not as far.
It's Liam King and Buzzkill. Representing Team Honeycracked just for today.
And on the other side of the box, we have Liam Long from the Georgia Tech Robo Jackets and Lottery!
All the way from Hotlanta, bringing the heat.
They've got a configurable robot here. They've got a lifter and a beater. I'm surprised to see the beater down here. I'm not too surprised. It's a good matchup.
It's some insect on insect violence, and to call all of it, we're gonna go to our very own personal hive with Ricky and Dima. Let's go.
You know I love bug fighting here, but I love buzz fighting just as much. The #1 seed is inching closer and closer to its next golden dumpster, a 58% KO rate and a 49-21 record. This robot is piloted by Liam King, in my opinion, the best driver in the weight class.
Pretty impressive, but Lottery is going to be a hard nut to crack. This robot has been aggressive, it's been damaging, and it's been dominant in its fights today. Relatively new robot, only 2 events under its belt, but a lot of KOs and a surprising 20% win probability considering how new it is and how fearsome its opponent it has to go through.
Surprising indeed. Let's see if there are any more surprises in store for us in the next 3 minutes as soon as we ready up both drivers in cage 1.
Look at that front plow on Lottery. We're going to see how well that holds up against Buzzkill and its little front fork.
You guys didn't run the grabber. The wheel lied to me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight,
Robots. Both
fight.
robots up to a quick spin-off as usual. The two trading a light blow, and both robots going flung backwards, but Lottery is upside down? Or is its front plow just that bent, Demon? No, it is both. It is that upside down.
And the plow's upside down too.
And it's... Yeah, this is a bad look for Lottery. They have tapped out. Maybe they could have withstood one more hit, but it would have been hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars of damage in the process for a very dicey second shot against a world champion competitor. You stare down those kind of odds, and I can't blame you for saying, no, I'll take my chances next time.
Snake eyes, better spin the wheel again. They said, let's go gambling, but only one Liam comes out on top today, and it's Liam King.
All right. Weapon locks in first, then power down. We did our best.
We did our best indeed. It's all smiles, but that has got to be a complicated feeling coming out of that fight. You really hope that whatever your configuration is, especially a big, wide plow like that, that on paper should be able to take at least a few hits, isn't going to go nuts in your basically first exchange. I mean, we had some small, if you look here, we had some small engagements, and then this massive hit that just landed Lottery on its head, and it had no answer for it.
Here's the thing. You name your robot Lottery, you are praying to the gods of luck and fortune. You spin the wheel, they tell you what to run, and you don't listen to them, you are no longer the favorite to win. You do not have their favor anymore. I think that's a big factor of what happened. Call me superstitious, but if you name yourself Lottery, a lot is going to come down to luck.
I was going to call you Dima, but, you know, whatever you tell me, I will go by. I was stunned in that exchange. I didn't realize the geometry on the top of Lottery until now. It has that big hump of a design feature, the big motor that drives its weapon and makes it such a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Well, that is basically a trap.
Yep.
That will turn into this pivot point from which it is very hard to recover.
Yeah, that is a place to get stuck. There's got to be a reason why it's up there. That is for them to know and for me to find out when I ask them later.
Take a look in the pits. Honey Bombers trying desperately to get ready for their next fight. They had a really, really tough fight earlier, and they are taking every second available to them to make sure they are in fighting shape. You can look at all those parts out, look at all those missing pieces. They only have a couple minutes left. We'll see if we can get a timer on the screen. I'm hearing 3 minutes thereabouts ready for these robots. I see batteries hanging out. I see pieces that are not in place. It's one thing for your top armor not to be there, but it's another thing for major components like batteries, speed controllers to not be in place. This is going to be tight.
Yeah, they're not just getting the top plate on right now. It looks like they are putting components in the robot and screwing them in as we speak. They have a lot of hands on these robots, but also they are a multi-bot, so they have to get 2 copies ready. Not only ready, you know, but make sure every drive side works, every weapon works. They may not have time to get it in the test box. They may only be able to Twitch test it. Ricky, what does Twitch test mean?
Twitch test is basically what it sounds like and a little bit more. It's the act of putting your robot in either a test box or an unused arena and just making sure it responds to the controls you give it from your remote control. It's not a full test usually. It's not driving around. It's not hitting anything. It's just, does your weapon spin up and do you move back and forth?
Yeah, you just move the sticks a little. Does the robot twitch? Yes, we're good to go.
And crucially with Twitch tests, some people do that because they don't want to break their robot before the fight. You would do a Twitch test when you are in a rush, or you would do it when you are nervous that your robot isn't going to last that long, or both.
I have a bad habit of Twitch testing over and over and over again.
Now let's take a look here. It looks like these robots are getting buttoned up now. I have to take a moment to compliment the Honeycrack team here. I have a hard time working on robots that are 6 feet long and having more than one pair of hands on it. This robot's 6 inches across, and they've got 3 to 5 people effectively doing work. We're gonna go to Jake. He's got more for us right now.
Yeah, the Honey Bombers are a multi-bot. That can be complicated. Instead of having one robot, you have 2, and 2 is more than 1. We've got the vert one sitting here. That looks squared away, but we're still working on the horizontal. We're switching around some things, tightening up this weapon package. It looks like Colin is confident. He's putting on his top plate now. Again, this vert one looks okay, but this horizontal one, that looks to be the problem. It took a lot of damage against Grandeur. We're not sure exactly what went wrong with it, so, you know, a large teardown was necessary. The Honeycrack team, how efficiently they're moving. We've got screws getting prepped over here. We've got this drill that's ready to go. You know, you coordinate which bits you're about to use. We've got an impact sitting here. I think that's gonna go in for the top plates. Colin is securing the weapon system now. He's got the bolts ready to go there. That's a well-oiled team right there. That is B power, okay? This robot's looking good, ready to go. They're gonna put the wheels up here. See if they're gonna do a quick twitch test. So a twitch test, you're just making sure that all the systems of the robot are working properly. So they're turning on the transmitter, they've got their weapon lock in, and they're just gonna make sure they've got both sides drive before they come down here for this next fight. Let's see their reaction here. Dima, what are you saying here?
Jake, they kind of live up to their namesake, right? These are really diligent and focused worker bees. Looks like they may have just time enough to put it in the test box to see if the weapon is working properly.
Ariel giving them the thumbs up. That's a good sign. I don't like when she gives me the thumbs down, so. They're gonna have to weigh these robots in. This is a multi-bot, so each side needs to weigh 8 pounds for a combined 16 pounds.
Can't be over.
Chris Monroe taking the vert half over. 793, good to go. Zoe looks happy about that. That means this fight's gonna go. They minimally have one side. Matt Lantry looking relaxed. He's got Sievert up there. He's ready to go.
Jake, remember, just like you said before, 2 is more than 1. They still have a second bot to weigh in. They're in a crunch.
You know, counting is hard.
Dude, it's so hard.
1, whatever comes after that. 3. Here comes Colin. He's got that horizontal half. And they're on their way down here to the bowl. Do we need that, Allen Key? Stack, did we need that? Maybe? All right, I'm going to toss it back to Kyle to introduce our competitors.
So much drama just leading into this fight. I just want to see it. That's all I want is just a little bit more 12-pound action. So let's go ahead and get ready for our first competitor while they make their way down. Coming all the way from Hillsdale, New Jersey, truly God's country, representing Team Pandemonium, it's Matt Lantry and Sievert. It's weird because it's a horizontal.
But it's Sievert. It's Sievert, though.
It's Sievert?
It's Sievert.
I might see one.
I don't see it.
No, me neither. Matt Lantry is representing Team Pandemonium today. This is his first time here this season.
We have the tail of the tape for you folks. We have Sievert 5 events under its belt, a 14-5 record, a 72% KO chance over all those fights. It is the favorite to win. That is represented in its record, its seed, its win probability calculation that we have with our proprietary computation. But
they're going up against the number 6 seed and Honey Bombers, and these two have been surprising today. 3 events under the belt, 70% KO percentage, pretty darn good. We're giving them about a 1 in 4 odds here with a 7-4 record. This is going to be all strategy. We haven't seen the two halves of Honey Bombers work in synergy today yet. They have, I don't want to say they've lucked their way into their wins, but they definitely haven't been competing in peak form. If their powers can combine and they can become Captain Honey Bombers, they have an incredibly good chance on Sievert. If they work independently as two unrelated halves in the arena, this is going to be a monumental uphill battle.
Well said, Ricky. Personally, if I'm either of these competitors, I'm kind of chilling because I already punched my ticket to Pro Tour and to Pro Tour World Championships, but the winner of this is moving on to Grand Finals, so there's still more at stake.
Yeah, it is going to be a battle to see who fights Buzzkill.
3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots.
There we go,
fight.
all robots up to speed, nice and quick. Wow, what a massive impact! Sievert going flying, and Honey Bombers holding up surprisingly well.
Sievert's got a really big...
Sievert is spinning down, Dima. Sievert is not looking well.
Even though those plows may be small, it looks like it might have got the job done. Oh, I see something coming off.
Yeah,
Did you
bits
see
of
that?
armor have been removed from Sievert.
I didn't see what it was, but it looked pink.
Yeah, Sievert is really struggling to spin now. It's not entirely dead on the weapon, but it is not able to move at the moment. However, half of Honey Bombers has been completely disabled at this point.
They're definitely going to need to call for an unstick to try to get that robot alive.
Oh, and it's back. That half is back in action. They're trying desperately to get self-righted.
Okay, I spoke way too soon.
You got to have faith, Dima.
You're right. These competitors clearly do.
You got to George Michael it. These two halves are working more in tandem than we have seen yet today, delivering the right kind of hits on Sievert, targeted hits to the kind of squishy haunches of the robot.
If the vertical spinner half of Honey Bombers can lock up Sievert, the horizontal spinning half, which still has a weapon, might be able to hit some crucial components, but that's a big ask.
Now this is interesting. We just saw Honey Bomber's horizontal half hit the weapon on Sievert and send it spinning. This, very interesting. Yes, I think that weapon does have just the tiniest amount of life left in it, but I don't think Sievert can deliver it reliably to Honey Bombers. Oh, and a pin.
He's still using his wheels, isn't he?
He is, he certainly is. The other half of Honey Bombers not coming and swooping in to take advantage of this. They're out of frame right now, and none of our cameras are picking up their status. There it is. Yeah, completely dead in the water. So this is horizontal on horizontal, or should I say horizontal on far more horizontal. That robot doing the thing, doing a bit of a gyro walk.
And then before it falls down, Matt Landry comes in for another hit.
Sievert so well built. It would take a nuclear explosion to take down the drive on Sievert. And Honey Bombers, I just don't know if they have the firepower to deliver that kind of blow.
Not this far into the fight, not after this much damage.
Oh, and smoke starts coming out of the motor assembly on Honey Bombers. That weapon is down for the count. It might be able to spin just a little, but I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, see, as soon as they try to spin it a little more, but look, the other half of Honey Bombers is back.
It's moving just enough.
Just enough.
Is that gonna matter for the prove it period, though?
I think we're gonna get to the prove it period here. Their two are going to pull apart. We're gonna see if there's anything left in the motor on the undercutter half of Honey Bombers. Ah, see, they're smoking. As soon as they hit that throttle, all they get is smoke. Instead of turning that energy into mechanical motion, it just turns it into heat and smoke. You can see Zoe pointing out, I guess they did get a little bit of a spin. Not much. The wheels are running on half of the vertical half of Honey Bombers. So this is going to be a complicated thing for the judges to appraise, Dina.
Complicated indeed. That's exactly what I would say. Some things are complex, some things are complicated. This one is complicated.
This one is both. You can see it's all hugs all around the arena. We are going to go upstairs to Jake, who's got more from the pits.
Thanks, Ricky. I got a situation in progress right now. Colossal Avian is going up against Kaza Eins in the final, and they are doing a major overhaul to get their robot ready to fight the flamethrower. They've got this aluminum armor all the way around, and they've got a proprietary silicone rubber guard for their arm. They're working on getting this armor on to deflect that flame. You can see it's got a little bit of an angle to it. That's going to push that flame away, keep it off of critical electronics, critical components. They've swapped out their metal part or plastic parts. They've gone to metal parts. They're working right now. They've got a shoulder bolt that's a little bit too tight. They've got a bent mount, and so they swapped it in for a smaller bolt just so that they can get the configuration on properly. So with some of these configs, you have harder changeovers. It's always bad. Late in the day, you have to do a difficult changeover. It takes time, and time is what you don't have at the end of the day. They're taking it over right now. They're going to weigh it. It's a 30-pound robot. They're hoping for that big 3-0 on the scale right now. And they're super good. They're under by a pound over. They've got 1.06 pounds to play with. They're going to go back. They're going back to their pits because they might want something else. Or no, they're good. More weight. They're spraying down. He's spraying it down with something. What is this? What is this? This is Fire Guard. Fire Guard. This team is ready to go. They knew they would be facing Kaza Eins late in the day. They knew they were going to have to do this changeover, and they executed on it perfectly.
Fire Guard is an interesting product. It works really well to keep a fire from breaking out into flames. It does absolutely nothing to keep your robot from melting. The heat is still there, so your robot can still melt into a puddle. What it's going to do is it's going to keep the robot from continuing to be on fire if Kaza Light lights it on fire. So it does serve a purpose, but I really hope the Colossal Avian team is, not relying on this as some sort of magic bullet.
Sure, Ricky. It says right here, easy and effective way to provide flame protection.
It's a great point, but flame protection is not heat protection, and they're going to be going up against a lot of heat. And let's not forget, that stuff has to soak into the material. Not a lot soaks into plastic. It's going to get wiped away.
It's dripping through the pits right now. It's leaving a visible drip path as the Colossal Avian team.
Well, Jake, at least you're not going to catch fire.
Right. Do you think I should spray some on myself?
It depends on how close you want to get to the arena. Listen, as a flame and pyrotechnic specialist, I can say that the procedures that they're putting in place are better than nothing. They are going to desperately try anything that gets them a little better chance here, but there are no magic bullets against the sort of heat that Kaza Eins brings to the arena.
The staff up here is saying go down right now. They are out of time.
Jake, thanks so much for bringing us through that. I love to see those sort of preparations. We're going to find out if it's enough. Coming from a completely different perspective, a robot like Colossal Avian is very well suited, at least on paper, for fighting an opponent like Kaza Eins. Wouldn't you say so, Dima?
Yeah, we've talked a lot for many events at this point, who is going to be the one to dethrone it, and sometimes we say, is this unique weapon, is this unique combination of weapon and lifter going to be the thing that takes out Kaza? We haven't seen a ton of top attack robots try to tangle with it. We've seen Megatron, but that was against a multi-bot. That's a different story. We have yet to see Colossal Avian take this matchup. They might be the one to do it.
Well, let's head to Kyle, and he's going to prime us for this fight.
Yeah, before we get into that, let's go ahead and talk about our judges' decision in that last 12-pound fight. And your winner is Sievert. That's right, 667. Look at that score. Really great job by Matthew Lantry. Impressive work taking out that double team of the Honey Bombers. Absolutely incredible. But right now, it is time to get into big robot action. So, coming to you now from Norwich, Connecticut, representing Team 90s Kid. Oh, that's right. Let's look at our bracket and see how we got to this exact moment. So go ahead and bring that bracket up on screen. So we've got Little Ash and Synthesis 30 going the way of Little Ash, but Little Ash could not handle the heat that Kazaa Eins was bringing Kazaa Eins over to the top side of this bracket. And then down below, we have Colossal Avian making their way through Anxiety, making their way through Johnny and Spartan 30. They are representing the bottom of the bracket. I am so excited to see this. We are ready to go for this fight. So coming all the way from Norwich, Connecticut, representing Team 90s Kids, it's Joshua Reinhardt, and it's Kazaa Eins. In a world of twos, be the Eins. All right, and coming all the way from Fremont, California, it's Matthew Zhang and Colossal Avian. They don't get much bigger than this bird. And hiding somewhere in a giant nest far, far away, our play-by-play team will call every moment of this action. Dima, Ricky, let's go.
Let's jump right into the tail of the tape. The number 4 seed, Kazaa Eins. 4 events doesn't tell the story of a robot builder with dozens of events of fire-breathing fury under its belt. 53% KO percentage and a 13-4 record.
Colossal Avian has a higher KO percentage, a lower win rate overall, but he is going up and trying to tussle with the current king of the 30-pound bracket. If there is any shot at taking down Joshua Reinhardt, it is do or die right now for Colossal Avian.
We're going to find out real soon. A 4 seed versus a 5 seed. It doesn't get much closer than that.
Matthew Zhang, here is your opportunity to strut your stuff and flap those wings.
Kazaa Eins has been described as a bit of a heel within the pantheon of impressive Norwalk Havoc, NHRL, National Havoc, Robot League competitors, and I can see why. You come in with flames, people are going to start comparing you to the devil.
Been there, my friend. I compared to the devil on the daily.
That means you're doing something right.
Happy Pride Month, by the way. Colossal Avian's top attack might be the answer, but the ground game is so difficult to tangle with. Let's see if that plow and those forks can get the job done.
It's all about whether or not they can land those hits, and we don't know what we don't know. We just gotta wait and see.
Readied up the Colossal Avian team is all smiles. Joshua Reinhardt looks focused, though.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots,
Away
fight.
we go. Take a look at this. 2 robots locking horns. The flames not started yet. The fuel is spraying. There it is. A light, but that's a lot of fuel that just got wasted, Dima.
That might be the difference. Let's see if it's going to matter. Let's see if we even get far enough for it to matter.
Listen, that Flame retardant is coming in mighty handy about now.
Did your Wile E. Coyote Acme spray do the job? Let's see.
Colossal Avian just looking for a way to get past those forks. That's really what this is coming down to. Now they're coming in with the method we saw from Blue Lash earlier. Yeah, just might as well take the hit. You got it.
Here's the thing, their forks are pretty evenly matched, but if you are locking forks, Kazaa can attack you before you can attack them.
Exactly. You can get locked in a stalemate and at the same time be barbecued. Only a flamethrower can deliver that sort of strategic attack. Colossal Avian flipping wildly, so far looking very functional, but definitely heating up.
Flapping, trying to get out of danger and trying to set up their own attack. Maybe looking maybe like they were going for a reverse attack, but that's not the greatest idea if a flame can hurt your weapon in the meantime.
Well, we've got an interesting thing. If Colossal Avian wants to do that rearward attack, it needs to back up over the forks. It kind of needs to get itself in trouble and make that gamble, and of course they don't want to do that, nor is it a reliable thing to do.
Beating those fire pokers on the front of Kazaa Eins is a lot harder than it looks.
Can Colossal Avian land this as a hit? It's going to try right on the fork of Kazaa Eins, but the fork remains in place.
The construction is too darn good.
Kazaa Eins winning the pushing match in that exchange.
It looks like the arm isn't really moving very fast.
Colossal Avian is... Oh, for a second I thought that was reflection, was a puff of smoke coming out of Colossal Avian, but in this case not.
Thought the same thing.
Are the two robots entangled? I believe these two robots are in fact entangled. The housebot trying to get them disentangled. If this goes on much longer, there, they have come apart.
That's a good way to get them off.
And a little damage done in the process.
There we go.
Big hit on the top of Kazaa
Do it
Eins,
again.
whose weapon is there. Well, I spoke too soon. That weapon is back, breathing fire again. Look though, look critically. There is a gap between the armor at the front of Kazaa Eins and the armor on top of Kazaa Eins. Every bit of that flame is now pouring back into the robot, heating up its own fuel tanks.
This might be a really important prove-it period.
But now Colossal Avian isn't moving. They've come to a stop.
Did the fire do just enough damage to take out their drive?
I don't know. The weapon is still spinning. Oh, wait, it's the match has ended. I got so caught up. This is in the prove-it period. What's gonna happen? Colossal Avian is driving. It's swinging. It's moving. And this is the prove-it period.
The weapon's fully online.
Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, look carefully at your screen. These are robots that are doing their best to show off every bit of gas left in the tank. Pardon the pun.
I will always pardon your puns, Ricky. Presidential pardon for Ricky Willems. Shake hands, all smiles, but this is going to the judges.
Is this a final? Can you guys drive your robot to the corner?
Get a close look at Joshua Reinhardt's merchandise. Love that shirt, love that design. Let's get some replays.
Yeah, let's go into that replay. We can see all these critical moments. You can
Here's
see
that first engage.
Yeah, this first engagement, and you can see that both forks are super evenly matched. As we said earlier, though, if you have equally matched forks and you lock horns with your opponent and your opponent has a flamethrower, it's probably a bad day for you.
Yeah, there wasn't a way for them to add extra reach for that weapon to win these head-on engages.
Exactly, but over the course of this fight, Colossal Avian tried 5 or 6 different approaches, and they were eventually able to land on something that delivered some hits. The question is the damage that they did and the attack that they showed with those hits enough to overcome the very dominant barbecuing from Kazaa Eins over the course of the match?
That hit to the fork could have been so big, but it's just the construction on Kazaa. Those forks never really seem to take serious damage. It's the fact that they're hinged like that. They absorb tons of shock on top of being so strong that they don't really break. They're not brittle either.
It's a wild ride we just went on. This is anybody's game. It looks like, yeah, I did see the stewards involved, so I don't know. There might be some questions. Might just be about safety, or it could be a situation where there's some scoring peculiarities in play. I didn't see any off the bat, but that's why we have folks looking at this, not just from every angle, but in person, cage side, just to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we may lose a detail here or two, 7 miles underground in the bunker. Like I've said all day today, I do not envy the position the judges are in. This is a tough one to score. Were those hits too little too late? Were they impactful enough to do enough damage for it to matter? Are we taking the condition of Kazaa into account? Was that damage to the chassis major or minor? These are all questions that the judges are being posed right now, and they are going to answer in the form of scoring. We just have to sit on the edge of our seat for a minute here.
We're gonna find out in just a few minutes, but let's just sit with this for a second. We had an incredible tactical match, and we saw in that fight what 30-pound builders have been trying all day to do, which is find a way to land real hits on Kazaa Light. Is that enough to deliver a killing blow to win the match? We don't know yet, but what we did see is an effective way to attack Kazaa 1. And that is going to have ripple effects throughout the entire division.
I completely agree. People are going to be studying this grand finals for weeks and months to come. If you are coming into the 30-pound division, you know that you are going to face Kazaa at some point. Whether you're low-seeded and you face them early, or you're high-seeded and you meet them later in bracket, you are going to face Kazaa, and you better have a plan. Oh, Kyle, his cage side with the competitors. Kyle, you may have an announcement for us.
I do have an announcement for you, and it's all about this today, the golden dumpster for the 30-pound division. Who will it go to? I got a question first. Josh Reinhardt, was that the most damage Kazaa 1 has ever taken in a fight? That was crazy.
We took a lot. They gave us even more damage earlier. They actually destroyed a frame that has been through over 20 fights, fought Emulsifier, fought all these big hitters, and I didn't think it'd be taken down overhead.
Absolutely insane. The bird worked beautifully today. Matthew, how do you feel about your performance coming out to NHRL today? Do you think you pulled it out?
I think we did great. I mean, we try to do better every time. I think Colossal Avian has always done better every time, and so I hope to come back and do even better, hopefully beat these guys. We'll see.
Well, merci, absolutely. And your winner by judges' decision, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Reinhardt, Kazaa 1. Pose for this one. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Reinhardt, Kazaa 1, your winner, 30-pound division. Jake, what'd you think about that fight?
You know, Josh is able to make such a tactical fight every time. He was able to destabilize and control Colossal Avian. Colossal Avian unable to use that spinner to really engage.
Yeah.
That flamethrower, even though it got hit, he was able to take it all the way. That's what he does. He wins judges' decisions.
Colossal Avian looking better and better every single tournament they compete in. So many cool upgrades this time. Not quite enough to take out Kazaa 1.
I can't wait to see what they bring next. They bring a laptop to the side of the cage with them.
They got to know how hot it is.
What could you possibly need a laptop
They want to know how hot it is.
Right.
All right, we are heading over into our 3-pound final, but before we get there, let's look at this 3-pound bracket and see how we got here. So up at the top of the bracket, we've got Snuggle Muffins losing to Turbo Fiend. We've got Popper X losing to Turbo Fiend. Can anyone defeat Turbo Fiend? Down at the bottom of the bracket, it was the overhead attack bracket. Sting Operation taking on Termination Shock. Gummy Shark taking on Termination Shock. But the overhead attack bot to win of all the overhead attack bots, Termination Shock. I cannot wait for this fight.
Turbo Fiend. Julian is reaching levels of evil never seen before. He took down the stream, and now he wants to take down Termination Shock.
Absolutely.
Will he be able to go up against this overhead spinner? He's used to driving an overhead spinner in Mako. Now he's got Turbo Fiend. It's time
All
to
right,
go back.
and we're getting ready for this Cage 2 3-pound final. Coming all the way from Old Lyme, Connecticut, it's Julian Papasian and Turbo Fiend. And his opponent, coming all the way from Tewksbury, Massachusetts, representing Team WPI, it's Alex Grove and Termination Shock. One of these teams is walking away with a golden dumpster in the most competitive 3-pound division on planet Earth. And to call every single moment of this devastating fight, we're gonna go to the bulletproof bunker with Dima and Ricky.
Thank you. I have introduced him over many events at this point in many times today, but he needs no introduction. Evil Julian is here to try another time for the Golden Dumpster, a 48-14 record. It just keeps going up and up. Turbo Fiend loves fighting almost as much as we do.
Going up against number 11 seed in Termination Shock. This robot has been frightening today. 3 events under its belt. 76, that's 3/4 of the time it's knocking out its opponents. It's got a 34% win probability, a 13-4 record, but let me tell you, the journey it has had today, unstoppable ground game all day long. That has been the biggest weakness of Turbo Fiend today, and if Termination Shock can take advantage of it, it could be a good day.
That's
However,
that special top armor, though. Just a little peek from the camera. That's that cheese block technology.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight,
We're off, away we go. Termination Shock immediately getting under Turbo Fiend, but in a position where it would be suicide to attack. Look at that perfectly sized hug around Turbo Fiend. It is a complete capture. My God, they're going for it. The chutzpah on this robot. An immediate shot right to the weapon, right to the hub motor driving the weapon. I think we're gonna have another one, Dima.
We'll see.
Thank you, sir. May I have another, says Mr. Papasian, cage side. We got quiet there. That is not a good sound. It could mean strategy or it could mean damage.
I think Turbo Fiend is spinning effectively still.
Termination Shock is being incredibly controlled. Oh my goodness, Dima, that cheese block technology hanging up Turbo Fiend. Now it sits motionless in the corner after a massive shot to the underside of the robot. That could have been the disabling moment.
It could have been. Is a power cycle gonna help? Is an unstick gonna help?
That cheese block is looking nibbled. There's a rodent in the house and it goes by the name of Termination Shock, who is now taking on the house bot just for funsies. I want to be honest, Dima, I don't think it matters. I think Turbo Fiend is dead in the water after a killer blow on its underside. A surgical strike that struck to the core of Turbo Fiend, pierced its heart and left it dead in the arena.
Yeah, cool. Whatever, bro. I don't even care. This don't even matter to me. I'm not.
This shot's just for gravy, just for glory, just for bragging rights.
I'm not even mad or anything.
The countdown has started. Julian's evil looks like a bucket of water has been doused upon it.
Knockout.
That fiery rage we saw all day, that maniacal evil laughter, the flames of evil that emanated from one Julian Papasian have been extinguished by termination shock as they walk their way to a KO victory and the 3-pound dumpster. A dominant performance. It is exactly the struggle that we saw Julian have all day long, but he was able to dodge it. He was able to maneuver his way around it. He was able to outlast his opponents. When it came to the finals, that was not in the cards. He was looking for an opening. He was looking for a chance to gain ground and make up for the type disadvantage of his robot, and an opening just never manifested. It wasn't for lack of trying, it wasn't for lack of skill, it was for lack of opportunity. Let's look at this replay and see all of the moments that led up to that victory for Termination Shock.
Yeah, they locked horns. Termination Shock did not want to, exactly what you said. It might have been suicide to attack into that weapon so early, but he decided after locking horns for long enough, I have to do something. Went weapon to weapon. It looked like Turbo Fiend might have got slightly better, like weapon stamina out of that engage.
I would agree. That probably did not go overall in the favor of Termination Shock. But what really did the damage is this underside hit that Termination Shock gets a few moments later. Look at that exposed underbelly. That is a dream shot for a robot like Termination Shock. A moment later, they land a couple of more blows, and whether it was one or the combination of all of them, that was all it took to just still the beating heart of Turbo Fiend.
Is it okay if I cry like a little?
It is, yes.
Okay.
I don't mean to rub it in, but that was a glorious performance from Termination Shock. And I will say to Julian's credit, there was not a mistake made there. He did nothing wrong. It's just when you go up against a robot that also does nothing wrong and has a geometric advantage, there's very little you can do.
Huge matchup advantage for Termination Shock there.
Let's go to Kyle, and he can bring us that wonderful moment that we're waiting for.
Thank you both very much. I am standing here with Alex Grove of Team WPI and Termination Shock. Alex, I have one question for you. You are bringing home the 3rd dumpster for WPI in the 3-pound division this year. What is in the water in Massachusetts that you keep taking home these 3-pound dumpsters?
I don't know what's in the water, but we spend so much time working with each other, refining each other's spots, helping each other find all the weaknesses, get rid of them before they show up in matches. We're competitive with each other, but we all want to see each other win. They've been cheering me on from wherever they are today, even though they weren't able to be here with me. It's been a long day.
Well, I gotta tell you, Alex, you deserve this 100% in a very competitive 3-pound division. WPI is in a league of its own. Hold it high, my friend.
Yes!
Excellent. All right, thank you so much, Alex and Team WPI. Very impressive work in the 3-pound division. That didn't go the way you thought it would.
Wow, I thought Julian would have him. He was showing me some upgrades to Turbo Fiend. He had titanium plates underneath the robot. I thought he was going to shake that hit right off.
No, that was an instant kill switch. He got knocked out immediately.
Goes to show you, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely incredible. 3rd dumpster for WPI in that 3-pound division this year. What is going on over there on that team?
WPI, so many cool personalities, such a large team, so many diverse robots. They get so much experience, and it pays off.
Absolutely, and so many legacy competitors come out of that system and stay with this sport and do amazing things. Absolutely incredible. We have one final left for you, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the 12-pound final. Very excited to see it.
Liam King, the definitive undercutter driver. He drives that thing like a race car. He's all over the arena. He's going up against Matt Lantry and Sievert.
That's right. Not a great tight matchup for him this time around. Very difficult, actually, I'd say. That's a lot of damage that Sievert can do. There's Matt doing his way in.
The last time these two fought, Sievert won. He was able to peel back that front armor panel on Buzzkill. We'll see if he can make that happen or if Liam's upgrades pay off.
Two phenomenal drivers. Matt Lantry just so consistent behind the sticks, always making really well-informed choices. Check out this bracket. How did we get here? So up at the top of the bracket, we've got Buzzkill going through Caldera 12 and Lottery. Caldera 12 pretty similar to what they're going up against right now.
Yeah, that matchup might be a good windsock for how this fight is going to go. Buzzkill versus Sievert. Even though Caldera was able to outreach Buzzkill, all he did was impact that wedge, get disoriented, get disabled. Those wheels got hit, and Buzzkill pulled out the win. Liam's going to try a similar strategy here with Sievert. Sievert having a little bit of weapon issues last night, looking strong today though, taking apart Barinkus, taking apart the Honey Bombers. Sievert's weapon against Buzzkill's wedge. That's the name of this fight.
I am so excited to see this horizontal versus horizontal action. You don't often see it come down to two horizontals, especially in that 12-pound weight class. Very interesting matchup for these two. They have a history. Will Liam King's upgrades help hold this bot together? We will find out very, very soon. All right, speaking of Buzzkill, coming all the way from California, Maryland, representing Team Honeycracked, it's Liam King and Buzzkill. And his opponent from God's country, Hillsdale, New Jersey, representing Team Pandemonium, it's Matt Lantry and Sievert. He's having fun. He's just ready to go.
All smiles from Matt Lantry. He feels good about this matchup. He feels good to be in the finals.
All right, and behind an energy shield specifically preventing horizontal attacks, we're going to go with Ricky and Dima in the play-by-play booth.
Thank you so much. My Maryland pride is surging today. The #1 seed, Liam King, bringing Buzzkill from Hollywood, Maryland. A terrifying 50-21 record, 80% win probability, and about a little better than half and half record for knockouts, 17 fights of experience.
I gotta say, we seeded this bracket pretty perfectly because we have #1 seed up against Sievert, the #2 seed. You have your Maryland pride, I have my New England pride. We are fighting for the pride of Massachusetts here. A 68% KO rate over all of its fights so far. Is it going to try to get one huge impact against Buzzkill? Is this going to be a one-hit KO situation, or is this going to be a real test of driving stamina?
Listen, we have seen Sievert go up against undercutters, and we've seen Buzzkill go up against mid-cutters. Both of these robots have bested their opponents before, but that streak has to end with this fight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots.
Away we go. Both robots spun up immediately. A very careful approach, some glancing blows. Buzzkill looking for its opening, as it often does, circling in a shark-like manner.
That opening presenting itself right here, but he's not going in. He's being really careful.
The cautiousness is incredible. And not the usual Tiburonic circling that we see, a kind of standing back and waiting. Look at that, Sievert being chucked into the arena walls and the weapon slowing to a crawl, spinning back up quickly, but that was a moment that did some damage, or at least put some stress on that weapon system. Buzzkill now doing its kind of trademark chewing behavior. Little bite and a retreat, a little bite and a retreat.
This is that driving stamina I've been talking about. All these micro decisions are adding up, and there's 2 minutes left of decisions to make for both these drivers.
The front of Buzzkill, that front wedged area on the front that Sievert keeps hitting, that is exactly where Liam wants his robot to be hit. That's the best armored area. That is the most structurally strong area. He can take hits there all day. Sievert needs to find some way to deliver a blow literally anywhere else on this robot.
Being given that opportunity, that was a shot to a pretty vulnerable part. It's armored, but that's TPU armor. It's not the same as the front.
We're seeing some interesting behavior from Sievert. It's the one doing the circling. It's the one doing the probing hits, looking for an opening. It's still ending up on, Sievert does seem to be slowing down now. The damage is piling up.
Matt's trying to beat Liam at his own game. That's not easy to do.
It isn't, but what other choice does he have, Dima?
Yep, Liam's not giving him any other game to play.
We're in the last minute now, 52 seconds remaining on the clock. Armor now being ripped off the side of Sievert, and you can see the tread on that wheel slowly evaporating into the ether. Robots circling each other, but Sievert not able to move the way it once was, taking bigger and bigger hits as this accumulated damage stacks up.
Buzzkill is doing the Buzzkill thing.
Yes, this is perfectly executed design intent. Buzzkill doing exactly what it wants to do. By the end of this match, the 18 seconds that remain, there will be progressively less Sievert left on the robot and progressively more Sievert left strewn across the arena floor. This will be going to the judges. Robot fans, that was a demonstration of design intent unparalleled. We're gonna see the prove it period. These two robots are gonna show what's left, and that is going to show the tale of this fight. Buzzkill driving effortlessly to the door with its weapon spinning. Sievert struggling to move. Despite no functional system going down entirely, every single component on that robot was damaged progressively and consistently over the course of that fight. You can see here in the beginning, the two going toe-to-toe, very evenly matched, but very consistently, Buzzkill is the one that wins the exchanges.
Well, here's a big thing. Buzzkill as an undercutter is trying to do death by 1,000 cuts, even though its weapon can go toe-to-toe with yours and it can win these weapon-on-weapon engages. That's not what it's trying to win with. Sievert is trying to win with massive impacts, throwing you across the arena, but Buzzkill's wedge was sort of teched to stop that from happening. So Liam put a stop to Sievert's game plan and then exacted his own. In the meantime, he was forcing Matt to sort of play the same game plan as him, but you're not going to do the Buzzkill thing as well as Buzzkill, and you're not going to do the Liam style of driving as well as Liam. I think that's really what it came down to.
It absolutely was, and credit to the Sievert team. They pulled out every stop they could. Sometimes you have to try a new strategy, but you're right. You're just not going to do the Liam thing and the Buzzkill thing as well as Liam and Buzzkill. This will be going to the judges. We do need to wait for the official decision, but you got to think this is an incredibly quick and incredibly decisive scoring.
I think so too. I don't think we're going to have to wait too long for the judge's decision, but in the meantime, I'm still at the edge of my seat, just like I've been all day, just inching closer and closer until I can go storm the stage with the rest of them and celebrate. That was our last fight of the day, but we have one more thing to do. What's that, Ricky?
We have to have somebody hoist a dumpster.
Somebody hoist that thing.
It's funny that it's always hoist. It's never
Yeah.
forklift. It's never lift. It's always hoist. Maybe Kyle can explain that, or maybe Kyle has more important things to get to. Kyle?
I don't know if I can explain anything that happened in that matchup, but I have two people that were there and might remember what happened. Matt, I'm going to ask you first. Watching that fight back in your brain, if you have, is there anything you think you could have done differently to make the outcome go a little differently?
The answer is I have to outdrive Liam King, and I didn't do that. But generally, I was very happy with the robot. I've been struggling a lot with the weapon today, and it actually performed amazing, which was shocking. I was expecting just to limp through.
You did phenomenally well. That was amazing. The bot worked great. Liam, you put a lot of preparation into this particular matchup. You've been beaten by this guy before. Do you feel like your preparation held up? Did it work out?
Yeah, you know, I'd say so. I remember back many years ago, I lost to Cthulhu, and that really, you know, sparked my desire to come back and win. And I basically redesigned a lot of buzzkill to beat mid-cutters. So actually at the World Championship, Matt Lantry, he totally kicked my butt. I was like, man, I know, look at this guy. And I'm like, never again. So I redid or not completely, I made some tweaks to my mid-cutter config, and it worked out for me at February, and it appears to have maybe worked out for me today as well.
All right, well, there's only one thing left to do. And your winner, by judge's decision, is Liam King and Buzzkill. Liam, there. Now what? All right, congrats to all of our dumpster winners. We will see you at our next event, the next NHRL Pro Tour this fall. Have a fantastic summer. Thank you to this whole team. Good night.